can they replace in that manner? Effort like today.
Well, as I said, I saw against Norwood when Ziggy Orwin and Shane Allen, I think, might have really struggled for a target after Kyle Martin kicked his 5 in the first quarter. So it'll be interesting to see where it is going to come, because with Brett Dort missing,
is there a nomination of
the only one
forward? Pever right.
Have to,
unless it will say somebody who's been, I think could be good to hit the board and really be that main
to come up,
and that's one of the areas in a sense for that position.
The white ribbon speech down there and a couple of other guests speaking.
It's a pleasure to join us. Football. Any other area where the and about violence against women. This is my thank you very much. Would you put your hands together, please, for this? And we'd like to local MP, Martin DeCula, Andrew, to Sean, everybody else here, and also all other officials. And now, thank you.
okay.
Terrific work there by both these footy clubs, and it's certainly something that's an issue that needs to be addressed, and good to see these guys standing up for it. As we get into the bounce, BWS, you're about the only person we haven't asked yet. Who is going to win this game and how?
Well, we took the threes down there, but we're not down at ground level, are we? So what do you do?
Might be a little bit generous, but it's going to be
tough for Noble Park to score today. Going back to asking me about who will win, and I know you guys have talked about that and where the goals are actually coming from. It's a big loss to have two sensational players in Alwyn and Allen go and play for Vic Metro. Although it's great for the league and we like seeing those sorts of things, it's putting a lot of pressure on other areas of the ground for Noble Park today. And if they can get on top from the back line and through the middle, well, the goals are just going to come anyway, aren't they? But BALWYN, well, they're an impressive unit. They play out games so well as well. Their high scoring quarter is actually their fourth quarter. But BALWYN Football Club this year, they are playing ripper football from the get-go, and well, they're certainly going to be a very hard side to beat today. We're out here up on the balcony at the Noble Park Social Club, and we're hogging about half the balcony, so we certainly thank the social club members for allowing us to be up here today, and we like getting amongst it as well with the fans. So really looking forward to this one, as it's going to go hopefully right down to the wire, because we've had a few ordinary games result-wise over the last month of football or so. But when we come to watch Division 1, we always are in for a close one, which is a good thing.
No, that's it, and I'm just hanging. The players are starting to move to position now, so I'm trying to see who the forwards are going for Noble Park. It looks like they've got Big Luke Mann. He's going to be the big tall forward today. He's going to head down there.
Keely's down there as well.
Yeah.
Mann's been pretty good in the reserves from the games I have seen.
Actually, I reckon he's dropped a few kilos, Lukey, man. He's looking quite fit.
I think he was off doing some triathlons.
Yeah, I know. He's
like
definitely dropped a few kilos. He's looking a lot more mobile.
So he's definitely somebody to watch out for today. So we'll get to see a few of these matchups as the players move into positions. Do we go around everyone for a tip and a margin? BWS?
Noble Park by 1 point.
Gav?
So I've got to go with BALWYN with the line-up. They're probably going to kick more goals.
BALWYN by 4 goals, as.
I'm going to go Noble Park by 19 points. I'm going to stick with my tip. Soupy?
Well, every time I tip a close game, it's a blowout, so I'm going to hope the reverse happens. I'm going to tip BALWYN by 63 and just hope it's a close game.
63 points.
I like that.
He might not get off the balcony alive, Soupy.
No,
He says that too.
I'm hoping for a close game, so I did the right thing.
Terrific work, because we're about to go to the bounce in BWS.
Big
Yes,
job here. Jared Chergan's got the big job on Cole Martin, and they're going with Cole Martin, one out at full forward here,
Noble
BWS.
Park kicking to the right of your radio dial. Gav Casey, welcome back to the team to take us away.
And the rucks go at it. Meeson does the leaping over the top of Manson. The tap doesn't go too effective. Meeson goes again. Ball in dispute with Noble Park grabbing it and receiving a free kick, and it will go to Valenti. Valenti decides the handball just behind centre circle. Barras couldn't get a free kick after the tackle, and the tackler got the ball and was taken over the shoulder. It was Gilchrist. So there.
Big Chuck Manson just throwing his weight around while on the ball.
It's going to be a physical game, especially early, you would expect.
Hands it off to Chergwin. Chergwin shorts it in, but it's been intercepted by the defence of Noble Park. And the pace is quite hot in the middle. It's in Harper's hands. He's the centreman kicking to Valenti. Sorry, not Valenti, it's Cully. And Tim Cully playing half forward, just pops it up into the centre. Now it's in dispute. Coming onto it late was Collis. Collis bumps his opponent off it, hands it off to a teammate. Now they go through Anderson. Anderson to Valente, loads it up into the forward line. 1v1, and the one for Noble Park grabs it, and it's that man Martin. Plays on from getting up off the ground and kicks the goal. So Martin gets on the board. Noble Park one straight, lead the game.
Now, Brash, this is what we spoke about. Exactly the same against Nord in round 3, and this is what he did for a quarter of footy. So this is going to be dangerous. Ball and have to shut this down quickly. Well,
and you know they've given Jared Chergan the big job on Kyle Martin early. Chergan was instrumental in that first forward.
Kyle Martin for the season, a good start here to the Bulls. We've gone 1.5 minutes in on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. The Bulls are 1 straight 6. BALWYN yet to score. BALWYN had the first inside 50. End-to-end football, saw it end with a goal. There's a big knockdown there by Manson. Came in hard there and knocked off the football. There was Wright. Stacks on the mill in the middle of the ground at the bottom of there is Goldsack, and he'll hold it in and we'll have a bounce. Almost even Steven right in the middle here at Pat Wright Senior Oval. The Bull Ring. Great crowd in attendance today. 98.1 Radio Eastern and streaming live around the globe on EFL.org.au. Mason got the knockdown. It was knocked away that time by Weatherall. Tried to get it to his teammates' advantage. Galante's in there. He couldn't release the football and brought to ground, and we'll have another bounce. It's edged a little bit forward now for Noble Park.
Move's been made, boys. Pendlebury on the Martin at full back.
Knocked down that time by Meeson Soupy. Couldn't get a clear disposal away, but he put his body once again in, and it'll be a free kick to the Bulls. Valente's had a lot of the football early, goes inside 450. Martin dropped what he should have taken, but snaps around the body. Can he curl it back enough? He can't. Through for a minor score. The first on the board for the Noble Park side. They stretch their lead to 7 points, 117 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. BALWYN are yet to score.
So it in short, just down the middle, gets it to Pendlebury, he gives it back to the man that kicked it to him, and Weatherall surveys his options in the right back pocket, goes 1 versus 2, so Noble Park might get it inside 50, but the pressure's on the ball is but the umpires come in for like the third free kick, and this time it's Monaghan over the shoulder. Bulls get a chance to get inside 50 again, looks for a short, does the short option, drop mark by Kelly, has to go again. It might have been Harper that's intercepted, and now BALWYN, they're really under a lot of pressure. A chain of hand passes, gets it to the last man in the chain is McCutcheon, just lines it up and goes down the line with Manson, late, but bumps his opponent off. Has the umpire called a free? It's over the boundary line actually, so Manson will get the kick, not from a mark, but from an out the full free kick. So
really good signs here, Gav, by Noble Park early. They're really
should that have been an advantage?
Oh, I think it probably this mark situation where you got to be behind the line before you come
But
back.
he didn't go backwards. He went
You can always play on from a mark anyway.
I think sorry, I think it was out on the full bay. That wasn't line.
So he didn't go
took
behind
the mark.
He took the mark where he was.
That old chestnut.
Yeah, I think that was the situation.
So Baldwyn in the back pocket here, far side of the ground. Kick from Roach, drives it out to the half-back line. The big fly over the back there from Broadhurst. He brought Manson down and over the boundary line. She goes for a boundary throw in about 70 metres out from the Noble Park goal line. 4.5 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. All the scoring to Noble Park thus far. So it'll be Manson versus Meeson over the back there. Big knock away and over the boundary line. She goes for another boundary throw in. So
Dan Marty's not afraid to make the switch. He's put now Chris Pendlebury on Kyle Martin, recognising that he needs someone to go with him.
Well, Meeson got the front spot. It dropped really short there. Valenti copped one in the back, or he might have been pinged for holding the ball there. So
Bit stiff, I thought.
yeah, he's
Took it out of the ruck though.
pretty filthy as well. So the kick now for ball went into the middle of ground. It was a bullet-like pass, and Go Bulls takes it on the chest.
How about that for risk and reward? Goes into the corridor.
Plymouth was right on his hammer. Certainly didn't make it easy for him. Broadhurst gets the handball out wide. Here's Roach on the right boot. Drives the ball up towards the half-forward line over the top there of Goss's head over the boundary. Right on his hammer.
Park earlier, a lot of pressure.
The outside of the over of the ball on the outer side, and I just wonder if the win directly to goals, but pushing it to the left-hand side.
Boundary.
And we'll get that answer from Boundary Riders for LifeCare Croydon.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right, Gav. It is actually not going straight at the goals. It's swinging a little bit to the scoreboard side here at Noble Park.
Shergun gets involved, but he couldn't clear the congestion that is now around half forward, 60 metres around from Noble Park's goal. It again trickles over the boundary line. So we might see a bit of this. It's a fierce contest for the ball. The umpire has shown a willingness for a free kick to the man to get. So we'll coach. Kick is marked. Regan. It inside. Now goes for a half back to kick it in. His own ball now in the centre circle, goes out to the right side. He's got a good runner on. Now the options go through Matheson. Matheson can't pinpoint his pass. Gets the Broadhurst. Pass on. And they're good competitive.
On they're going. What's when they've done 3 in a row. They played this ball club. Cadell on the left boot. He was a little bit lackadaisical in that kick, but it might end up okay. But it bounced favourably that time there for Monaghan, who got a handball back to his teammate there in Valenti, but it's intercepted there by Goldsack, who goes short, and it was a good strong pass too, because Barker was in the front spot. He had to get down low, but the big full forward pulls it in nicely, and he'll have a shot for Baldwyn's first genuine shot on goal, about 40 metres out, directly in front.
That's super unlike Shane Valenti, that turnover there. That cost you, because they did terrifically well, Noble. They continued to push them wide, and then when they came into the middle, they caused a turnover, but they turned it over themselves. So
Luke Barker's kicked 13 goals for the season. Got a flashy pair of concave footy boots as well.
Absolutely blinding, actually.
He'll come in now, directing his approach. He kicks hard at the football, and he kicks true too. That's the first goal on the board to the Baldwyn Football Club. They reduced the margin back to 1 point on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 9 minutes in his first term. It is 1-1-7 Noble Park, Baldwyn 1 straight 6.
You know, pity there for Noble Park, because really they've been the side that have put all the pressure on it, and they've allowed and really have stopped Baldwyn in their tracks going into their forline with any free will.
It's interesting, Brash, with that was the first time that they went in with any sort of skill, and it was where you turn the ball over. It's not half back. You can't turn the ball.
No, you can't. Not against good sides. You can't do it.
First change of ruckman for Baldwyn has gone to Watts. He'll hope to leap, but Manson goes at him, and he's the strong body that gets it at ground level, wrapped up by Watts.
Good luck pulling him down.
He wasn't going to pull him down, but there was no movement of the ball once it got in his grasp. Watts did well. Tries to go over the top again. Now free for holding off the ball. This time it's the Bulls who will claim it, and Anderson, who's got the ball in the centre circle, has got some options out right, not even looking sideways, just goes straight down to Martin. He's got it in the chest.
That's
terrific.
That was perfect.
40 metres out, he led into an open space. It was Martin v Pendlebury, but Martin marked it with 2 metres to spare on the lead.
You can have the best full back in the competition, but when you're getting the ball delivered lace up like that into the forward line, good luck.
So it's about a 45-degree angle. Martin from the left-hand side puts it over the goal up by his head, and now he signals the second. Noble Park, 2 goals, 1 at 13, leading forward 1 straight kick. That is the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
That's twice he's got him on the lead now. That was a terrific kick, but he's going to cause all sorts of problems. They're going to try and sort this out. It's Kyle Martin at the moment, 2-1-13, Balwyn 1/6.
Centre clearances, Noble Park lead 3-0, inside 50s, 5-4, Noble Park's way.
Grant Campbell today, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast thus far. It is a 7-point lead to the home side, and they're going to surge themselves forward again. It's going to go in that Martin direction. This time he's got 2 players to beat. He got a little handle on it. Mopping up nicely there was Rod Crow. He got it across to Pendlebury. Has some time, so he swings it out wide. He was trying to find Cadell, but he got one hand to it, and over the boundary line she goes. Boundary throw in about 70 metres out from the Noble Park goal line. High throws it in. Watts had the front spot. Comes out now, Anderson swings around. It was an up and under kick. He might go for a little bit of luck here. Going after it there was that man, couldn't quite pull it in. Watts went without the football. Tregear came in as well.
That's a throw.
Luckily got a handball away to McCutcheon, who got it away to Pendlebury. Kick up towards the wing position. Pack forms over the top there. Monaghan was the flyer. The ball stays in though, and Balwyn might get a chance here. This time it's Kennedy. Got the handball away to Gilchrist. Put him under a lot of pressure. Scooped upon there by Ferguson. In the middle, Anderson. He could switch it out wide if he wants. Instead he elects to go to the longer option to Martin. Well, they're doing that well, the Anderson-Martin duo so far in this first term, and Kyle's going to have another shot on goal, this time from the broadcast side, the social club room side, and he'll kick for his 3rd goal within 12 minutes of football. Exciting stuff here.
Looks like a little bit of a double team now with Jurgwin. Looks like he's going to try and follow him on the lead with Pendlebury playing out of the square on Martin.
Kyle Martin 2 this afternoon. Can he bring it back? He started it out right. It stayed right. It stayed straight and through 4-1 behind. So seems like all the scoring's happening down at the Noble Park end of the ground in this first term. 12.5 minutes gone here on the first term. 2-2-14 plays 1/6 Balwyn as they take it away.
Kyle Martin 2-2-14 as well, and the mark goes to Balwyn this time, and Goss gets to run to half forward, gets the ball onto Barker, who has to get it on the bounce, picks it up on the 50, hands it back to his teammate in Shepherd. Shepherd goes down the line. Now it's a contest for the ball at ground level. The Tigers might be good here. They come into the corridor where they've got an open goal just to come through Gilchrist, and the skipper puts the second on the board. So they had good movement. They just kept it going forward, and they've closed the gap on the Bendigo Bank to 2 points.
You know, look, when you look at the game so far, it's been all Noble Park. They've controlled most areas of the ground, and where Balwyn have hurt them is on transition and turnovers.
So ball back, coming back to the middle here. Game is on. That's official. Don't you worry about that. 2-2-14 to 2-12. Only halfway through the first term, or even a little bit less here. Ball in the middle, here's Anderson. He might just look for Martin here. Arches it back, dumps the ball in. It's going that way towards Kyle. Is it going to bounce favourably for him? Churgwin's right on his hammer. Martin quite can't pick the football up, but managed to keep it alive. That was good play. Man was in the front spot. It was knocked away from him. In came Crow. Couldn't quite pick the football up. Cody over the top 2. Couldn't quite grab it either. There's a lot of players around here. Scooped upon there by Collars. Oh, they're going to get out of this well here, the Tigers. Handball over the top. There's Wright. He was in a little bit of danger, but Sanfilippo comes in for support. Oh, nicely done there. Here's Ferguson. Can he put a goal on the board? That is a sensational kick, and that is one of the contenders for the Pancake Parlour Player of the Day. Ferguson gets his first, and Noble Park, they've got their 3rd goal on the board here on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. We've gone 15 minutes here in this first term, and they are 3 goals, 2-20, and Balwyn at 2/12.
Put that down to the forward line pressure by Noble Park. Kyle Martin didn't give up on a contest. The ball could have easily let the ball go out of bounds, but he made a contest of it and kept the ball in play. And once again, great pressure by the Noble Park forward line, forced a turnover and a goal resisted and came through.
Ball back in the middle. The centres go at it. It's in dispute, but finally it comes out. Shepherd tries to get it over the top. Now they're still in a hot contest. Who's going to get it? The back now, centre half back. Pendlebury gets onto it. Now the couple of handballs. San Felipe's under a lot of pressure. That centre half back, even though it's in hand. Crow now gets a relieving kick to the outer side. Running onto it is O'Regan. O'Regan's got no time to get it onto the runner, and Roach. Roach now goes inside 50. He doesn't put the ball in a good spot, and it's been chopped off by the Noble Park defence in Fake. Fake now switches it to Monahan. Monahan, it opens up Grandsad's side now, but that slowed him up a bit. Collis just had to wait a little bit. Harper gets it on the wing. Now they're steadying and looking for more options. The runners stop for now. Down the line, Harper goes, good lead, won't be chopped off. Mark on the chest, taken by Galante. He's now at half forward. Will he look inboard or go longer?
Good zoning by the ball and backs here.
It's 3 versus 1, and the defence hold up. It was touched off the boot, apparently, so it's in dispute again. The defence working hard for a goal sack. He's been tackled. No reward yet. Hands on it. Now another tackle.
What a tackle.
This is humongous in the Noble Park forward line. It's in dispute. Running onto it is Roach. He's under pressure. Keeley is the man pressuring him, and he's happy to see the line because he knew the numbers weren't there.
That was really good play by Keeley
Regan's
there.
in trouble here, boys.
Sensational play by Keeley. Second, third efforts to force that boundary throw in and
Stretcher.
Yeah, the tackles were hard, and it's like the hospital hand pass literally just then. They were under pressure, Baldwin. They were trying to share their way out, but the tacklers were just waiting.
You know, this could be a crucial loss here for Baldwin. Mark O'Regan's renowned as their best stopper, you know, in this side. If he has to come off injured, that's going to sort of diminish Dan Donati's bench a little bit and what he can do with the rest of the players.
So we're going to have a stop and play. It's a good time just to survey it, how I think Noble Park are getting around the contest, and maybe through their own errors of trying to dominate the clash, they're allowing the transition to come for Baldwin to feed off that. So it's a bit of an interesting tussle around the contest, don't you reckon, Brash?
Yeah, look, and Mick Folks will be really happy, even though they've made a few mistakes, but he'll certainly be happy with the pressure and the intensity that his side has brought to this game. Baldwin's inefficiencies at the moment by hand and foot, going out of the back line and into their forward line, is playing right into Noble Park's hands, and the discipline that Noble Park have got at this early stage of the game is showing through.
It must. Let's go to our stats that matter. Choose tap. Soupy, what do you got for us?
Noble Park have been dominating the ball out of the centre, winning the centre clearances 5-1. Baldwin leading the contested possessions 22-18, but they are on top in the uncontested possessions 38-21. Inside 50 count 10-6 in favour of Noble Park, and they've laid 6 forward 50 tackles to 0.
Looks like Mark's seeing a few stars here, mate. Don't know whether we'll see him back again on the ground for the rest of the day, but hopefully for the Baldwin side he does get back on. He's a required player.
Yeah, certainly looking a little bit groggy, and it was a hard hit. No doubt Will Taylor, thanks to LifeCare, will keep us up to date over the next 5 minutes or so to see how Mark is going. But good to see him on his feet.
Yep.
And
could have been a lot worse.
Making his way over the boundary line as we're about to start play. It's on the half forward line for Noble Park. Ball's been thrown in. Watts had the front spot over the top there. Churgwin tried to trap the football, brought to ground by Harper, and will have a bounce 70 metres out from the Noble Park goal line. 20 plays 12. The Bulls lead the Tigers. 18.5 minutes gone here in this first term. Ball up in shoes, and ball bounces over the boundary line and out of bounds. So we'll see a fair few stoppages today, especially while it's tight around those edges, because there's a lot of players trying to win the football. Watts had the front spot. He'll give that one to him, Soupy. Ball hits the deck there. Valenti, who had a good first turn, got the handball away. Kick is an up and under one, but I think it might have been marked out there by Harper, but the umpire said it was touch, so over the boundary line it goes. Boundary throw.
Just not the distance there at BWS, so he was under that knowing he wasn't going to claim the mark.
Well, a little bit of how do you do in the ruck contest. Comes out towards the Monahan direction now for Noble Park. Quick handball back towards Wilson, one way then the other. Got it away to Kelly, who ducked into the tackle, and he might get pinged here. The umpire said all was fair. Hand it back and we'll restart this match. Edged up towards the wing position, far side of Pat Wright Senior Oval. Manson, well, was as good as a kick in the end, got about 30 metres on it with a double fister out towards the direction of Collis, who tried to get boot to ball, did a little paddle out through his legs back towards the fake direction, who's moved down from the back line, and umpire will once again throw it in.
all 4 ruckmen on the ground at the moment. It's unbelievable. 2 of them playing against each other in Noble's forward line, the other 2 in the middle of the ground.
Yeah, certainly some big units. Fake got the knockdown. The kick goes inside forward 50. Martin goes in. Sam Filippo showed an incredible amount of courage. McCutcheon couldn't quite trap the football ball and have the numbers. Good tackle there by Cody. He might be rewarded. The umpire crosses himself and says, close but no cigars. We'll have a bounce about 30 metres out from the Noble Park goal line. Going up this time was Mann. Knocked it backwards. There's a lot of players around it, and we'll do it all again. Still about 30 metres out from the Noble Park goals. They've kicked 3 already in this term. 2 to Kyle Martin, 1 to Ferguson. Gilchrist has the only one for the Tigers. Ball comes out towards Sam Filippo. Oh, here's Anderson. Anderson loves that one. That was just too easy for him, the skipper. Well, the former skipper, and he kicks his first of the afternoon, slams it home, and then earns himself a rest on the pine too. So he goes off, and Noble Park go off too in this first term. They've kicked 4 goals now, Brash, on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, and they've got a healthy lead too. 14 points, 4-2-26 plays 2 straight 12.
Quintessential Craig Anderson there, BWS. Beautiful rucking off the pack. Beautiful snapshot. Great goal.
Meeson back in the middle, and we'll just continue on before we go boundary side. The kick by Noble Park goes to Ferguson. Ferguson from half forward loads it up. Goes to Fake in the back. He's got the leap over the top. Didn't claim it at ground level. Who's there for Noble Park? Over the top. Monahan gets the free. He was on ground level, he was on his hands and knees, and the tackle comes over the top and infringes him, and probably didn't need to, but the pressure by
It's always harder when you're such a tall player, a big player too, so Rennie Watts, he was always against it in laying that tackle. Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap.
Baldwin just not good enough in the clearances. Noble Park win 15-4. If they continue this dominance, there's no stopping them today.
So Monahan from directly in front, 20 metres out, should put the 5th on the board, and it is Noble Park leading 5-2-32 at the 22-minute mark. Baldwin at 2 straight goals, 12, and now suddenly they're out to a 20-point lead, Rash.
Let's cross down boundary side, thanks to LifeCare. Will Taylor, have you got an update for us down there, mate?
I certainly do. Of course, Mako Regan just came off a couple of minutes ago. He was a little bit groggy, but currently to do some testing on him, and I'll keep you up to date how he's travelling along.
They've started well, haven't they, boys?
Yeah, they have. And
needed to, though. They had to start well.
It's that midfield group and those small forwards we spoke about before the game, Brash, that we're going to have to kick the goals, and they're doing it at the moment.
Yep.
Well, Meeson got the knockdown. Can Baldwin get the clearance out of the middle here? It looks like a sea of yellow, and Noble Park have the numbers. Here's Monahan, kicked the last goal. Looping handball out wide. It was a little bit risky, but it was trapped nicely by Plymouth. He broke a tackle, was able to get the handball off, and now they linked up well here. Kelly got the handball off. The kick goes inside forward 50 towards the Martin direction, knocked away from him, and the Tigers have the numbers at the back. Nicely done there by Goldsack. Gets a quick kick away out towards the wing position, stretching wide is Cadell. He couldn't bring it quite down, but he had a little bit of time. He had some support too there in Roach. Little bit of a grubber kick, put his teammate under pressure. Wright was looking for the handball. Tregear was pulled down, and that is as good a tackle as you will see, holding the ball.
He's been terrific, Monahan.
Oh, yeah.
Monahan, short passes on. Kelly wastes no time either, wants to switch the ball out wide. It was a risky kick. He was looking for his teammate there in Wilson. Shepherd came in over the top on hands and knees. The handball came out there from Wilson. Nicely done, Galante. Off they go now, the Bulls. The kick goes inside forward 50. It was looking for that same player in Martin, picked up by Ferguson, who just banged it on his boot. It was a little, well, we'll call it unco as he did it, and over the boundary line and out of bounds it goes on the full. So Rennie Watts to bring the ball back into play. 32 plays 12, and we have crossed the 23.5-minute mark in the first term.
Kyle Martin just telling his teammates to keep the ball down. Those last couple have been right on his head.
I just wonder if they're becoming predictable enough that Baldwin can adjust, or is it at least predictable for the men around Martin that it's going to him all the time. And the contest now on the wing of the grandstand. The Bulls are putting Baldwin under a lot of pressure as it was a contest for the ball. Meeson picks it up and is tackled by Anderson and brought to the ground. The big man taken down by the little man.
That's it.
So taking over the ruck duties, that was the tap coming in late by Berthe. Now around level, Goldsack takes a long to tackle. It gets away if it gets it onto Roach. Roach goes long. Man in position there is God. Back position, and he allows the Bulls to work the defence, but they're under a lot of pressure now, and it's again Roach from 45. And there's all the Balwyn players. They're waiting for it in the goal square eventually, and Goebbels is the man to take the hand pass and run into an open goal. Broadhurst took the mark before him, and that is the third much-needed goal for Balwyn. They are 3 goals straight, 18 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, and Noble Park are 5 goals to 32.
Just a little bit sloppy from the Noble Park backs then.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brasher, I was just going to say that they were lucky to get out of that. Jared Goldsack didn't appear to see fake coming then, and that's the risk they're playing with at the moment, Ball, and it's hurting them one way, but it's also getting the goals the other.
Yep.
High risk.
32 plays 18, 14 points. Here's the margin. Let's restart this one again. Mason got the knockdown. Soupy goes after it again. In there was Matheson. Couldn't quite get it. Picked up by Mann. Snapped around the body, but straight into the arms of Wetherell. On the left boot now. He wants to bring it out towards the broadcast side. They're going to link up nicely there. Here's Kennedy on the right boot. It was a skew F kick, but it found the target. Cadell now. He wants to move it on quickly. Winds in on the left. He's got to be pinpoint here, and it was a beautiful kick, and maybe even a 25-metre penalty coming out there for Jeff Goebbels, but well, he played for it but didn't get it.
Yeah,
he certainly copped one, and I think he had. Yeah, well, at the end of the day, it was up to the umpire in the end, and he's received the 25-metre penalty. So he was going to kick from the 50-metre arc on the paint as well. So now this is going to just open things up quite nicely for him, Jeffrey Goebbels, who kicked a goal only moments ago. So it's 14 points the margin. This would be a very handy one for the Balwyn side, who
They've had really no play, BWS. They've been outclassed in this first quarter, but they've just taken opportunity of the turnovers that Noble Park have created.
You say outclassed, but class gets you back into games,
right.
don't you? So it's Jeff Goebbels to have another shot on goal here.
I mean outclassed in the vernacular sense.
I know exactly what you're saying, mate. He comes in now, keeps it low, and he's put it through 2. That's 2 goals in a matter of minutes to Jeffrey Goebbels. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, Balwyn, they're kicking straight this afternoon, and they've reduced the margin back to 8 points, 32 the Bulls, 24 the Tigers.
It's interesting that there. It's just felt he probably pushed him as he marked it, but I think it was just he's gone into the hill. There's a little bit of a hill and embankment there on the side, and he's worn it in his face. So.
But the umpire said too high, so if he felt that it was an aggressive high shot,
I think he hit his head on the ground though. That was what I was saying. He was feeling for
the
his head.
shock of his. And over the top, Manson goes again. It's Harper at ground level, juggling it before being harassed by 3 tacklers. And the umpire will have to come into the middle of the ground again to ball it up. So the game is closed up to an 8-point game. Manson using his strength gets Meeson to ground, but it's the Rovers winning it for Balwyn as they get it inside 50 again. Roach tries to run onto it, taps it back to his teammate in Matheson. He couldn't pick it up. It's Kemperman who gets it, hands it off to a defender who bundles it forward on the grandstand wing and out of bounds. So a bit of a relief there for Noble Park as Balwyn got probably the first centre clearance. Just a quick stat there, Grant Campbell.
7-3 in favour of Noble Park.
Thanks to Tuesday.
So again, Kemperman from the back of the pack just gets the spilled ball. Waiting for it was Galante, but it fortuitously hits his teammate, but the kick goes over the top and McCutcheon takes the mark at centre half back, goes out to the wider side to Tregear. Tregear now looks to go inboard into the corridor and finds a nice pass to Gilchrist. Chiseled the ball to chest mark for Gilchrist, 50 out. He's looking for another pass. He's not looking for the shot at goal until the umpire straightens him up, and that probably changes his mindset, or does it? It's a crowded forward line.
He can kick this distance.
Yes, he can.
And now he's thinking of it in more deliberate terms. Still looks left. Now he's throwing the ball he's signalling a high kick to the corridor. He's actually got a man all on his own.
Decoy.
In the corridor, Mark Matheson without a hand coming near him. How does that happen? That Matheson, who's not over 6 foot tall, gets the signal that he's on. Well, that's an interesting word there, that he came off the bench, so that's why he was unseen. 30 metres out, directly in front. Matheson puts it straight. Does it keep its line? Yes, it does. And now we're 5 goals apiece. Noble Park had a 20-point lead. Now it's only 2. 5-2-32. Noble Park leading Balwyn 5 straight 30 as we approach quarter time on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
The last 5 minutes have belong to Balwyn. They've just got their poise back and just starting to hit targets when they go into their forward 50.
Well, it's an exciting start. It's what we came here for. This is why it's a standalone game. The best of the best playing off against one another in Division 1. Mason went up with both hands, didn't really get it away, but it came down to Manson, who scrambled to kick up forward. In the front spot there was Mann. He might have been held without the football. The umpire said play on. Goldsack, first person to pick it up there for the Tigers. Handball inboard. Crow might end up with it. Here's Gilchrist. Short passes on and he spots up right out wide. So he'll go back, kick over his man on the mark, pop it up towards the wing position. Goebbels, well, he copped one high. He had 2 bites of it, and the umpire said it was stiff. He's still holding his head, Jeff Goebbels, so we saw that he copped one only about 5 minutes ago.
That was a bit of an accident there, BWS. He actually he actually fell down and accidentally contacted the Noble Park player. There was really no malice in that.
There was no suggestion of malice either,
no.
Brass. So we're actually going to a good start to the game to Jeff Goebbels. So hope all is well, and seeing the trainers go up and make sure everything is A-OK. We know he's coming off with a blood rule, but he is slow to get back up his feet, so he might just need to have a little bit of rest.
Physically come to harass, to torment their opposition, but Baldwin have said, okay, we're a bit rattled now, but we'll stand up to you. And they have, and they've responded.
Exactly, Gav. That, like I said, the last 5 minutes have all belonged to Baldwin. They've just got their mojo back, and they're just starting to find gaps in the forward 50. In the last couple of minutes has afforded, and a little bit of discipline.
The ball to the defenders have gone, well, we'll go for the ball, and that they're letting their opposition probably get away from them. You know what I mean? They're getting outside their peripheral vision a bit.
Yeah, possibly. It's a good point.
Well, the right eye, Will Taylor, thanks to life, will no doubt informed at quarter time how everything's going there. Game just about to get back underway here. 2 points is the margin. We've gone 31.5 minutes here in the first term out here on EFL Gameday. Standalone match. It's Noble Park leading it by 2 points. Baldwin have the kick though. Goebbels has gone off the ground, and now we can restart play as the driving kick goes inside forward 50. The big pack forms over the back. It's knocked away. It was as good as a kick as well. Comes out towards the Cody direction. He sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds. Speaking of the boundary, let's cross down to Will Taylor. Thanks to Life. In position A. Short pass on. That's okay. Alviri's starting halfway through to the centre circle.
He thinks he's in the West Indies.
Should be punished for that. That was and really, they need to be punished for that.
So Harper kicks from the 50-metre line. That is a beautiful kick off the boot. Has it got the legs? No, it wasn't. The big men were back there. Renwick Watts getting one fingernail on it, and over she goes for a minor score. That's number 4. In fact, it's number 3 for the Noble Park side. 5-3-30. Baldwin 5 straight.
Baldwin play. Might go a couple more minutes without knowing that for a fact. The kick out goes long and to the right to where the wind pushes it towards the boundary, and then the fist just takes it over. If there's any doubt what Baldwin wanted to do, they killed the ball through fake.
Someone needs to send that in.
It's in the tree as well.
Shepherd it was coming over the top of fake and just went bang.
Someone needs to send that into the Golden Fist. Had one nomination already.
That would be a good nomination. We've already been on once this year as an EFL.
And Sammy McCauley from Blackburn.
The ball.
That one's in the tree, so that has to go in.
Maybe they can be fished out from the Swiss Family Robinson.
There's more chance that they might lob it into the tennis court and play a bit of rally than get this ball back to the ground in the near future.
There's a few footies over there, so if any of those fans are smart, they'll throw their ball back over the fence and take over Sharon.
They better get that Baron von Maple from the From the Pancake Parlour, get him up to climb up the tree. He's a bit of a primitive kind.
Well, we know
trees.
We know Fergus can barrel it because he's the one who's kicked it from the boundary as Noble Park present the umpire with a new ball. And he's just torped it, spiraled it 60 metres across the ground. Now it's Balwyn trying to spiral it out. They get to the wing, leading in the race is Goss, but he's now beaten by the bounce of the ball. So the turnover is going to kill him. Kempelman's got it at centre forward. He's dodging his own shadow before he goes where to, but Martin versus 2, and the 1 wins. It is a mark by Pendlebury, who was in front of Martin, and the short kick finds his teammate into McCutcheon. McCutcheon is now in the left pocket. Hand pass was low. There's pressure. That's self-implied here by Balwyn, but again, Pendlebury from the last line gets it out right, kicks it to Cross. Cross goes inboard. Another cheeky one. That wasn't punished, and Tregear takes the mark.
They're living on the edge here.
And they think they can get out, but they're not too sure as Cross shares it, and they go again. Tregear.
From the Noble Park lap there, nearly been pinged for holding the ball there, and he has been because he took it from the throw-in. It was an ordinary throw. You don't usually expect it to fall into the Rovers' laps, so it can be redeemed as Cross kicks it up towards the wing position as the siren sounds for it to end what was a fantastic first quarter of football out here on the Queen's Birthday standalone game, and it is the home side Noble Park with 8 scoring shots to 5 who lead by 3 points at quarter time on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 5-3, the Bulls. The Tigers are 5 straight 30. Major goal kickers Kyle Martin has 2, as does Jeff Goebbels for the Balwyn Football Club. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Western and streaming live around the globe on EFL.org.au. We'll cross back to Barry Cotts in the Radio Western studios, and we'll be back with Kirkby-Rodier after this with what happened in the first term.
Jenny's family and friends turns. Dance to Janis Joplin, the Who, wanted herself.
Hey man, yeah man, can you smell it? Smell what? It's my favourite smell in the world. Footy season. Yeah man, like you can smell the grass at the Bloody G. Yeah, and you know what else I can smell? The hot marshmallow chocolate at Pancake Parlour. They're like my favourite smells ever. Like first you head to the G and smell the grass, and then after you've chewed your guts out, head straight to Pancake Parlour and warm up with a delicious hot marshmallow chocolate. It's made with pure Belgian chocolate, seriously decadent. Pancake Parlour, open 24 hours. Your footy.
Yes, welcome back to the Bullring here, brought to you by the Pancake Parlour. We've got Noble Park versus Balwyn. The score at quarter time is Noble Park 5-3-33, leading Balwyn 5-30. Some accurate kicking from Balwyn. Most of the play came to Noble Park. Going to get a choose tap to Soupy.
First quarter stats, clearances 19-9 in favour of Noble Park. They won the contested possessions 38-35. Balwyn a lot more uncontested ball, leading that 64-38. Noble Park had 18 inside 50s to 10, but Balwyn took 5 marks inside 50 to 3, and the forward 50 tackle count was 8-1 in favour of Noble Park.
Brash, we got the answer we were looking for. We spoke about it all week.
Yep.
Martin was the man who played forward, one out, and he was dangerous. He was super dangerous early, but he didn't have a lot of it in that second half. They double-teamed him a little bit, but we saw what we might have expected was those small midfield-type forwards pressuring and not allowing the ball to come out of their forward line easily. No,
and Noble Park had ball and rattled very early on in the season and in the quarter. And when you look at it, when you look at the way things were panning out in that game, you know, Noble Park probably had 85, probably in possession, better than 50% across the board. Yet they only, they only find themselves 3 points down after really Noble Park had really, all the play in that first quarter.
That's probably the probably one downside of the way Noble played in that term was the fact that they had a lot of the pill. According to Soupy, they Balwyn had a lot more of the ball.
Yeah.
But they seem to be dominating that quarter, but only get a 3-point lead.
Second quarter about to get underway here at Noble Park v Balwyn Division 1. The battle for top as we approach Queen's Birthday. It is a standalone game. Again, the clearance goes the way of the Bulls. Inside the forward line, they go towards man. Hasn't got much of time on the ball so far, man, and beaten towards it, and it's just paddled outside of the boundary, about 60 metres around from the goals of the Bulls. So it's been a frenetic start. You can only imagine the pressure the players around the ball feel like they are, because you saw the effect that the Balwyn defence have had on them at times. As it's a fierce contest on the outer side of Pat Wright Senior Oval in Noble Park. Again, we'll go for a second ball up.
Just something I noticed, Gavin, man. When I saw Noble Player of the Year, they looked slow when the ball hit the ground, but Man's terrific at ground level. Certainly not out of it.
The ball's in the middle after ball and clear that stoppage, but again, it's a couple v a couple now, 6 on 6 as the ball goes underneath the pack. And the umpire, I reckon, I'm just going to mention the umpires at least once today. I reckon they've stepped up. The physicality's been big, but not that they've allowed anything severe to happen, but they've allowed the contest to happen. So I'm actually enjoying the game, and the umpires are helping. As the ball clears to the left of that contest, Balwyn now seem to be going forward through Roach. Roach under a lot of pressure, hands it off to a teammate. Now they're running. Matheson's got it, gets it into the forward 50. The punch comes in late from Johnston. Ground level going to ground, but thankfully he sees the line. Wilson in the back pocket, and it's now out of bounds.
Let's cross down boundary side thanks to LifeCare. Will Taylor has a flat battery. We'll bring one down to you, Will. Ball in the forward pocket for Balwyn.
That's the sort of contribution we look for in the broadcast, isn't it?
We had to test it.
Now, Brash, just have a look at Wilson here, mate. 19 years old. Can you believe that?
No.
What a body on the kid.
Yep.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yep.
Byer throws it in. It was knocked down there by Manson. They're trying to get themselves out of trouble here. Plymouth was in there as well. Barker might have copped one high here, but that doesn't matter anyway. And the umpires come in, and he's paid a free kick to...
No, it's a point. He's missed it from 15 metres out.
Oh, I heard the old no, and I thought Brash might have said, you can't pay that against him. As Kemperman will be the retrieving kick in. It was Broadhurst who had that shot on goal. First minor score for the Balwyn Football Club. They've been kicking straight. 2 points is the margin. 2.5 minutes gone here in this second term, and as always, they're using the outer side of the ground. Being friendly for us today in the broadcast position, Monaghan drives the ball out wide. That was a good kick, and now they might switch the ball into the middle. Plymouth called for it in there too was Johnston. Couldn't bring it to ground. Picked up there by Matheson. Short passes on, but Monaghan, who's having a lot of the football, chops it off and takes the mark. One way, then the other. They're mucking around with a little bit here. Kemperman goes back to Monaghan. He's got time, though, on the outer side. Handballs it off. Kick goes up towards the wing position. It's a high floating kick over the top there. Penderby got the knockdown. At numbers at the fall of the ball. Goldsack handball went into no man's land. Collis chopped that one off, but the Tigers will get a little bit of reprieve. Here's Roach, gets the handball off, and now they'll go forward here up towards the half-forward line. It was a little bit of a toe poker kick. Goebbels read it really well there. Instead, in fact, it was Goss. Now they can go out wide here, the Tigers. Here's Cadell from 55 metres out. He sets sail for goal, and he pushes it to the left-hand side, and that's where it stays. 2 points in a row to the Balwyn Football Club. They're edging closer. It's only 1 point in the margin out here on EFL Gameday. Noble Park 5-3-33 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Balwyn 5-2-32.
Tommy Roach is starting to have a real impact in that midfield. He was instrumental in getting Balwyn back into the contest in the first quarter.
Stuart Kemperman will take the kick out for the Bulls. I don't reckon he's got into it as much as he likes so far. He kicks it out wide to the back pocket. And Noble Park are having the trouble the Balwyn had. They just don't see where the next kick can keep ball. So they're now going short, but the turnover ensues with the tap down. Barker got missed in the kick, and it's been marked by Robertson. He played on. Was touched. It was touched. So Robertson heads towards the line, and he'd like to be tackled over the line as all defenders see that retreat there as a get out. Ball in 15 metres around from the goal. Manson uses his strength, not too over the top. The umpire doesn't see anything wrong with it, and Tregear takes the roving, but has been tackled by Anderson, who for a small man doesn't mind putting a tackle on and keeping them in the grasp. Harper sharks it. His kick is smothered. Wilson gets the clearing kick, but clear not too far, and it's Balwyn who have it in hand on the outer side. Another load-up kick. It's short. Finds Cross. Cross hands it into his teammate. Too good, as Gilchrist was taken to ground in the tackle, and it was Johnston who's resolute in defence so far for the Bulls. It's a 1 point game, 5 minutes into this second term. battle for top. And what a battle it has been so far. The kick is a quick one, and it's been marked by Tim Kelly for the
50.
Bulls.
Explain.
Goss just came right in beside him there.
Short passes on.
You see these ridiculous ones, mate. I missed that one.
Sounds like a rant. Where's Ray?
Leave your bias at the gate as the kick goes in towards the middle of the ground. Galante took it, the football, he was wrapped up back. He's got players out wide if they want to use them out there, and Kennedy had to work for it a little bit. Little handball in to Shepherd. That was good play. Up towards the half-forward line this way, then that way. Here's Cadell. He goes backwards to go forwards. They're still doing that. Kennedy back again. They're just sizing up the options here. Ball when the kick goes inside forward 50. Barker was in the pack. The big man Manson was there. He just barged his way out of a bit of trouble. Got the handball, the reproving handball, and it was good play. Monahan, a cool head in a tough situation as always. Switches the ball into the middle of the ground. Here's Valenti. That was a good option too. Kick had to be absolutely spikes the mark. Pancake Parlour there by Kelly. Kick up towards the half-forward line. It was a little bit sloppy, but it's going to be okay for Plymouth. He's a tough customer. Kicks the ball inside forward 50. Nicely done there by Crow to force the spoil. Here's Weatherald now for Baldwin on the left boot. Drives it up towards the wing position. It's a one-on-one situation. Knocked towards the Ferguson direction here for Noble Park. Inside forward 50. Here he goes. The kick's got to be good. And Lukey Mann read it magnificently. And he came over the top. Mark 40 metres out from goal. He'll kick 45-degree angle.
Mark Johnson, that was terrific. A one-on-one victory on the wing like that to knock it forward to his a free man. He set up this goal. Well, shot on goal. So,
so Luke Mann.
I'll certainly not put it in the book.
It's a goal that you'd want your targets up forward to kick. There's no doubt about that. Yet to register a major for this afternoon, but he comes in now 40 metres out from goal. He pokes at it, and he poked at it to the right hand side and through for a minor score. So a let off there for the Baldwin side. 2 points is the margin once again. Noble Park 5-4-34, Baldwin 5-2-32. Benny Bank scoreboard, 8 minutes gone here in the second term.
The opening minutes have turned into a bit of an arm wrestle here. Both sides are really trying to sort each other out here.
Weatherald has got it at full back. He's got a short kick, and he finds Pendlebury in the back pocket. Now the trouble is for Pendlebury to get it outside of his own defensive 50. He goes long, grandstand side, fake. Jumpers come over the top of him. He stands tall, and at ground level he grabs it again. He's been tackled.
He was unlucky that the ball just bounced back into his arms after it came out. Straight back up.
So Fake will do the rucking for Noble Park. He does well against Meeson, and it's Anderson running onto it, but his feet are getting trapped around the ball. Now he claims it and gets it to Kemperman. Kemperman's good enough to kick it out of the pack. Now the mark's taken by Mann. He was like third one in, but he was there at the right time. His short pass doesn't get to Martin. Martin had some defenders on him, like to be expected. And under pressure is Baldwin. They share it to get out through Pendlebury. Pendlebury's hand pass, who to? Punching it forward was Kelly. Tim Kelly keeps it in the area, and Mann escorts it over the line. So the pressure is huge on Baldwin in defence, and doesn't Pendlebury know it?
They just haven't kicked it well to Kyle Martin of late. The last kicked it well to him.
Man should have had a shot then.
So the boundary throw in 30 metres around from Noble Park's goals. Baldwin trying to get it out now. Well, O'Regan, he might still be a bit dazed. He gets tackled, turnover and shoes into the hot spot. Out. Roach gets Collis. Collis gets onto it, hands it out wide to Ferguson. Ferguson gets it on the man under a lot of pressure from 40. He dribbles it off the right, and it goes. They're linking up now, no, through momentum. This is another. Might look at the stats. The forward entries there. Campbell.
Inside 50s 5 apiece, clearances 4 apiece.
So it's an interesting game at the moment, and the umpire comes in from the boundary throw-in and he gives it to the Tigers, and they'll be thankful for that. It seems like it wasn't a ruck infringement, it was a holding off the ball, and some relief. for BALWYN. They quick to play on, but to who to? Another short inside their own defensive 50. Cadell. Now they'll try to run it. The switch is on. They're running through Kennedy. Kennedy takes 2 bounces, but he's only going sideways. This pass has to hit, and it does. Pendlebury got it on the Grandsad side, but he's looking to go across ground again. They're not looking forward. They're looking sideways first. That's a great kick, but it goes directly sideways. Where's their compass at? They don't know where to go next. BALWYN, they're just trying to hold it. The short pass doesn't hit the target, so Reverald runs onto it. He gets tackled as soon as he picks it up, and the boundary line is a saviour. And what about the zone defence in terms of holding them in by Noble Park?
It almost seems as though they play a little bit better footy when they muck up the kick like that, because they have to think their way through it and move the ball quickly. BALWYN, when they're just trying to move the ball by foot slowly, it's just not happening.
Blood rule happening.
I think one of the key things that's happened here is the game's sort of turned into a bit of an arm wrestle, and I reckon it's working in Noble Park's favour. BALWYN like to run and gun, you know, with their offence, and Noble Park are stopping them in their tracks with their close checking.
So, big Glenn Manson makes his way back onto the field.
Was that our first pause?
Senior oval, it worked out well there for Watts, got it down to Gilchrist. I'm sure they've a few times. And now the Tigers are surging forward, inside forward 50. The ball goes towards the Barker direction. Bobby Kemperman in position A, read the ball nicely and takes a strong mark. Just inside the Noble Park defensive 50 here. He'll look for his brother Stu, who takes the mark. Happy arrival of daughter Willow throughout the week. Congratulations to the Kemperman family. Short passes on. Right, he's a big unit, right, switches the ball out wide. Found his teammate there in Robertson, who dropped the mark and had a bit of time, but then he mucked the kick up as Watts takes it, gives a little handball off. Kick goes inside forward 50, looking for the Goebbels direction, right over the back of the pack. That is fantastic for the big man to rip that one down. And I tell you what, Goebbels might have a sore back after that one, as the kick goes out now towards the half-back line. Valenti was the target. They're going to get themselves out of trouble here. You'd expect the Bulls. The kick goes across the ground. It might bounce favourably there for Wilson. He had to go in hard, but he was surged upon by a lot of Tigers, scooped upon there by Broadhurst. Got the handball away to Goss. He knows how to kick a goal, and he slams it home. Goss, that's a great one. That's his first of the afternoon for the BALWYN Football Club, and he's having a ripper season too. So, well, they've hit the front for the first time, Brash.
Yeah, they have, and it's been a real, like I said, it's been a real arm wrestle. Both sides going into their forward line, just creating too many problems for their backs.
I take that back. They haven't hit the front for the first time. I was trying to pencil in what goal number it was for him for the year, and it's actually goal number 18, but it's still a 2-point lead to the Noble Park Football Club.
I'll let you off.
Don't do that. As the ball's back in the middle, the Rucks go at it.
Just don't do it again.
Watts for the Tigers goes the leap over Manson, and at ground level, it's a ferocious ball. And a free kick goes to the Noble Park team. Valenti picks it up, kicks it sideways, gets it to Wilson on the left wing, grandstand side, broadcast side, as they go towards Mudamore Street. And the kick goes long. The leapers, Martin from 3 back, goes over the top, can't mark it. And because the leapers go out at ground level, it's BALWYN, but they turn it over. There's some pressure on the kicker. Kelly takes it, Tim Kelly that is, takes it 50 metres out, looks inboard. He's got a square in Valenti, doesn't want to play on. Now he does go out wider. They're trying to find their way through the matrix here. Now the ball into the hot spot. Who flies? It's prominently Pendlebury, who really took it uncontested in the end, and they clear. They go the outer side, the grandstand side, and Harper gets on the end of it. He's got all options. He's got a raffle ticket to give away, and the prize is, we're looking, is it Valente? No, it's Martin. Kyle Martin.
How does he find that much space inside 450?
And he's kicked 2 goals so far, but 3 goals. I've missed the one earlier this quarter to write that down. So now we're looking at goal number 4 for Martin, and he just got lost in the fact that BALWYN thought they had the ball under control. So from 40 metres out, Martin pulls it a little, it stays inside, no, it hits the post. Left post, rocks it, And that is a minus score. So that's 3 goals, 3 for Martin as his own tally, and it's Noble Park's tally going to 6 goals, 5, 41, leading by 3 points over Baldwin on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Jackson Weatherald went to right. They're going to move it out here. Here's Gilchrist, had to give a look away handball. It was dangerous. Fake, the big man came in. Shepherd for the Tigers, got down low, got it over towards O'Regan. Hospital handball over the top, and they might stream out wide here. This is okay. Here's Cadell inside forward, 50, and the mark has been taken there by Goebbels. So he got down low and it fell in his lap, the big man, and he'll go back and have a shot from about 48 metres out from goal, right in front of the Noble Park Social Club here, so no doubt they'll give him a little bit of stick. He's kicked 2 goals so far.
Impressive piece of bandage work there on Jeff Goebbels. Looks like a mummy.
That's just that area though, Brash, again, where they had to think their way through it, and they pushed their way forward. It wasn't really thought out or anything like that. They just worked their way forward.
Shots on goal have struggled from this side of the ground already in this game. Can Goebbels equal his counterpart in Martin with a goal, and he kicks it straight over the goal umpire's head. That is his 3rd goal. Well done to Jeffrey Goebbels. Well done to the Balwyn Football Club under a lot of pressure right along the wing, but they kept a cool head right in the situation, and they do hit the lead for the first time this afternoon. We'll mark that one down. A 3-point lead, 44 plays 41 in favour of the Balwyn side. As we cross down boundary side, thanks to LifeCare, Will Taylor.
Yeah, I was mentioning before that Jeff Goebbels had to patch up. He's on the ground, as he mentioned, and also, of course, Marco Regan got knocked out in that first term. He's all good to go, and he was already on the ground in that second term. San
Felipe wins the centre clearance, but it's the Bulls in defence. Playing mucking around there was right, but he's got some helpers, thankfully, but the kick only goes towards Cross, 50 out. He spears the pass in, and it hits his target in Goss. And Goss from 40 metres out, so that's where the defence from both ends are just worrying about their next kick out.
They are, and that's it's called perceived pressure, Gav. It's both sides are just just turning the ball over, and we go to Soupy for some choose tap stats.
Inside 50 this quarter, 11-7 now in favour of Baldwin, and they're leading the clearances 7-5 after they lost that by 10 in the first quarter.
Brendan Goss at the 18-minute mark, lining up from 40 metres out, 45-degree angle, gets up and under it. Just it looks like it's crept in inside. Manson's pointing to the goalpost saying it's not tall enough, but it went over it. But the goal umpire says that is a goal. Baldwin stretched their lead that they've only just gained 7. Just got to wait for the scoreboard. They love the theatrics on the score.
It's a goal.
6-5 to
8-2. 50 Baldwin lead by 9 points. Noble Park 6-5 41. If they showed a replay, I'd love the scoreboard, but they like to say goal.
Yeah, that goal thing, it's a bit frustrating, even out of Vermont.
I know.
The thing. As soon as you want to look at the score, they pull it up.
Raised around edition 2.
So we're back in the middle, and Baldwin have really thought that. As I get the hard ball get there by BWS, he wants to commentate.
Umpire throws it up now. Nicely done there by Manson. Went straight into the arms of McCutcheon. They're going to work themselves up across the half-back line here. Here's Cadell. Backwards once again. And they'll create the switch. Both sides using the switch quite a lot this afternoon.
Well, they have
almost giving away a 25-metre penalty here, and that was certainly unnecessary for...
I think he played for that a bit too. I don't reckon that was 25.
I reckon it was a professional foul. They had players on. He wanted to give away the 25 to slow him down.
I think it certainly was a 25. Kick comes in. Manson at the front spot over the back there. Who can scoop upon the football? It comes out wide. They're going to link up in handballs here, the Bulls, and they're doing it okay here. That was okay. Valenti put his teammate under a lot of pressure. Kick goes out wide towards the wing position. Which way is this one going to bounce? It was a skew-if one. Big Meeson comes in. He charged his way through. Got the little handball over the top to it there to right. Who can pick up the football here? Bouncing football in the middle of the ground. Monaghan scooped upon it. McCutcheon's there to wrap him up. Monaghan just brushed him aside really in the end. Handball over the top. The kick goes forward, but the mark has been taken by San Filippo across the half-back line. Kick out towards the wing position where Wright will let it sit for him. Bounces up nicely there. Weatherald on the left boot. Finds Reddy Watts. He's about 80 metres out from goal. Goes through the middle there to Roach. Backwards to go forwards. They're linking up through the middle once again. Kick goes up towards the half-forward line now for Baldwin. It was was a skew-if kick right, read the football well, gets it back to Plymouth on the right boot. He thumps the ball every bit of 40 metres up towards the direction there of Ferguson. It was knocked away from him, and the boundary line beats all players, and we'll have a boundary throw in. 21 minutes gone here in the second term, and it is a 9-point lead to the BALWYN Football Club, 8-2-50. Noble Park 6-5-41. Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Marks inside 50 this quarter, 4-2 in favour of Noble Park. The ruck duel's been much more even, 8-7 hitouts in Noble Park's favour.
So BALWYN under pressure at half back, and up and under is, well, anyone's guess who's going to get the next possession. At ground level, Tregear has to take on a couple. Or was it Goldsack? But it doesn't matter, because at the back of the pack he's got help through Shepherd. Shepherd dances his way out. He's got the help in Tregear. Tregear goes down to half forward on the outer side. By Barker, make it, and Goebbels runs onto it from 40 metres, out! Great play, they made good of a tricky situation. Goebbels got 4, and it now stretches out to a 15-point lead on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It's BALWYN now leading as we cross down to the LifeCare Croydon boundary rider Will Taylor. What have you got for us, mate?
Yeah, just let you know that Rennie Gilchrist is now wearing number 88 for BALWYN instead of 17.
Two fat ladies. Very nicely done there. Will Taylor keeping us up to date there. It's 15 points the margin. They have flicked the switch.
They have, and you can just see those speed of those forwards they've got. They're just too quick for those Noble Park backmen and the big boys, so pressure's on now.
Bulls need an answer. Tregear won the clearance. Handball over the top. He's right. He might be able to kick a goal from 50 metres out. Which way will this one bounce? And it floats to the left-hand side, and over she goes for a boundary throw-in. Cross. What did I say?
You've been saying right.
Oh, right.
Yeah, not right.
It's not right, it's a cross. Nicely done there.
Yeah, you made good by humour.
So it's deep in the ball and forward line. 15 points is the margin. High throws it in over the back of the pack there. Kennedy knocked it to ground. Stevens out here. Asking for a free kick. Number of players, and we'll have a bounce right in front of the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 15-point margin to BALWYN. 23 minutes gone here in the second term. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern and streaming live around the globe, efl.org.au. Ball falls to ground and over for another boundary throw.
From Noble Park to Paris and Milan.
They're all listening, don't you worry about that today. Numerous texts in today afternoon of people listening right around the world with no doubt a beverage in their hand, like as if they were here. Manson had to do it all himself in the end. Handball over to Monaghan, caught one on the shoulder. Income there was Cross. He was dispossessed of the football, had some support in there as well, but a good tackle by Timmy Harper, and we'll have a bounce. It's 40 metres out from the BALWYN goal line. Noble Park cannot afford to let another one go through the big sticks here as the umpire throws it up. Manson knocked down straight into the arms of Broadhurst, got a little handball away. That was super play, and it was Roach who had a shot on goal, but he pushed it to the right-hand side. It might have even been Barker who got the handball out there to Roach, but through she goes for a minor score, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, it is 57 playing 41. BALWYN have a 16-point lead, 24 minutes gone second term.
Very handy 16-point lead heading into the half-time break too. Noble Park have sort of lost their way a little bit in the last 10 minutes. BALWYN have just put a bit more pressure on, and their clean ball skills have come to the fore.
When do they pull the trigger and put Martin into the midfield? Still hasn't gone in there yet.
Going to have to very shortly, otherwise the game gets out of control.
And it seems a long time it is, because Kemperman's keeping his own time here, kicking out, and he's actually wasted so much time that he didn't know that the goal square is only so long, and he's walked out of it to kick it out. So the umpire, being very officious but correct, will bring the ball back from the 60 metres that it did land at, and it's a ball up. So the pressure the Bulls are under has now resulted in a kick out even being an error.
BALWYN just making 4 quick changes.
I think it's a free kick maybe.
No, it's got to be a ball up.
No, the umpire's been speaking to Manson, and Manson wasn't happy. I think there's a free kick coming downfield.
It is a free kick.
Yeah, well, what happened downfield?
Barker.
Barker's got the free kick resulting, so maybe he didn't walk out of the goal square, but Barker from straight in front, 10 metres out, puts his second on the board, and that is another goal. Baldwin to kick 5 this quarter, move on to 10-3, 63. Noble Park haven't kicked a goal this quarter. They're on 5-6, 36. On the
6-5, 41.
6-5, 41. It's that ball and goal on the scoreboard. I've got to keep my own tally, I reckon. But help us out, guys. It is 63 plays 41. Baldwin suddenly lead by 22.
Yeah, danger signs here for the Bulls. They need a goal on half-time just to get some momentum back, because if Baldwin get another one, we've still probably got 2 minutes of play left in this first half. If Baldwin get another goal, it's going to make it extremely hard.
Kyle Martin's in the centre square.
Very good pick up there, Soupy.
You got the hotline to the coach's box, something there going, Grant?
No, he's got good eyes.
Just observe.
No, but you said they had to make the move, and they have.
I didn't say that to make the move.
That was one of them.
Brash.
I did hear it from the coach's box.
So we're just waiting for the ball to return back in the middle.
Yeah, Glenn Manson's still not happy about that goal.
What I assume has happened is the kick out has been a free kick against Manson on the wherever he was.
That's the only thing I could put it down to.
It's a harsh penalty, though.
He's still filthy in the middle of the ground, too.
It's a harsh penalty because the ball would have gone to 60 metres out, and you give a free kick out there, it's like, oh, that's fine. But when the free kick goes to 10 metres out because you've just done whatever, it's very annoying.
Pye throws it up, comes out wide. Left there, it might be a free kick to Martin for in the back there. We've seen him moving to the middle of the ground. He's won a possession straight up. He wants to look forward. He had option sideways, but he's taken the correct option here. 1-2, gets it back, short passes on, that's okay. They can work themselves up towards the half-forward line. Here's Johnston on the right boot, kicks it into a wall of Tigers, standing strong and pulling in a great mark. Tyson Goldsack, Jared Goldsack, I should say. Should have just stuck with the last name, switches it out wide. They're linking up here as well. Tregear on the left boot, as always, up towards the wing position. Now they got some numbers on here. Goebel, short passes on, finds Gilchrist, handball little over the top, and Tregear boot drives the ball inside forward 50, looking for the Barker situation. He waited at the back of the pack, used his body. Can he keep the ball in? It was okay. Went straight through the arms there of Johnston, who copped one very high. And he'll receive the free kick. A little bit too crude there by Jared Matheson. And
I don't think it wasn't that he was there. It was just that the other guy had his head down so low.
Just hit him at the wrong angle. The angle of the dangle wasn't right there for Jared
Yellow
Matheson.
card.
Oh, well, maybe it was a bit more severe.
So
Definitely looked like it.
Will Taylor lapping up being on EFL Game Day today.
Yeah, it's good. Good to have you back too, Will.
Not a problem.
So just waiting for Matheson to come off the ground with a yellow card. So he'll have a little bit of a rest. He'll be gone for most of the third term, which plays into the hands of the Noble Park side, because we know Dan Donati's very structured in his interchanges.
Well, he's gone into the book, I believe. It looks like, is it umpire Geordie Buckingham has taken the number. So he's obviously deemed it a very serious offence, possibly.
Geordie will love that little announcement, Brasher. As the kick now from Johnston towards the half-back line. Manson was there, picked up by Weatherall, little handball out wide. They're keeping the ball alive, but in come Big Chuck, took it in the end, got it away to Plymouth. Now he arched the back, got it back in turn, and now they can work themselves through the middle of the ground here. Monahan on the right boot. They've got to slow things down here. He takes the mark, handball onwards, that's okay, but he put Martin under a lot of pressure, but he demanded the football. They're going to mop up here through Tregear, the ball inside, kick up towards the wing position, towards the Cadell direction. Over the top of him it goes, but he had time along the boundary. He scooped upon it, little handball out, Weatherall, short passes on, and it was a good one too. Kennedy takes it on the paint, 50 metres out from goal. Oh, he's got Shepherd all by himself. That was a great run. Can he pull the mark down? And by Geordie Buckingham said it was stiff, but it might be advantage paid here. It will be, because who's got the goss? Brendan's got the goss, and he's got 3 goals on the board, and that's good play. Fantastic bit of play there by the Balwyn side, stretching their lead now on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard to a very healthy one too. 11 goals, 369, 28 points. You wouldn't read about this at quarter time. It is Noble Park 6-5-41.
Balwyn have actually got right into Glenn Manson's head there. Behind play there, just as that play came into the forward line, Manson was involved in another scrimmage and lost complete control of where his bearings were, and Noble Park pay the penalty for that because Baldwin exposed his inefficiency there.
You got to go with the call of BWS. They had to slow down the turnover on Martin. It was just like an easy
structure.
player help out. They're running now. They've got the ball through Kennedy. They're now just slowing it down, playing a bit of tempo. Weverald gets it towards Goebbels, who's kicked 4, and Plymouth gets involved just to steady and halt the progress of Balwyn, who seem to control the outer side now. They know which way they want to go, and a direct path that is. And down at ground level, Anderson sharks the tap, won by his ruckman, but he gets dispossessed in the tackle. Has to go again just to make sure Balwyn don't claim it. 50 metres out on the outer side of the oval. Manson uses his strength, but indiscriminately gives it away.
He's really frustrated here, Glenn Manson. He's got to get his head back around, back in the contest. Otherwise, Noble Park need his influence.
Meeson's got it, and he won't kick a goal, you'd reckon. He'll either hand pass to a man next to him or kick it to a hot spot.
Kick it to the square, Johnny.
He's going to take a kick.
I hope
so he's actually going for goal, I reckon, because he's tossing the ball towards himself in his own lap. Now puts it to the line. All the way!
Oh,
yes, sir! 12th goal on the board for Balwyn. Meeson gets the goal. It's 12 goals, 3, 75. They now lead by 34 points as Noble Park are stuck on 6-5, 41. That is the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
It's a case at the moment as Noble Park gave it to them in the first quarter, and Balwyn have taken their best punch, and all of a sudden they have responded big time in this second quarter, and they've got Noble Park right under the pump here as.
Yeah, I know, it is a bit of a worry. It seems to me that when Kyle Martin goes in the midfield, there's no lead up forward at all. So when they get the ball to halfway, they've got nothing to kick to.
In fairness, they haven't actually really got it up there since he's moved into the ground, in the middle of the ground, as that very man, Martin, gets it up towards the half-forward line. Galante took the mark, and he might just have a ping here from about 100 metres out, and it only travels about 40, and that is half-time here on EFL Game Day, and what a second term it was from the Balwyn Football Club. 7 goals to 1 in that term, opening up a very, very handy 34-point lead. 12-3, 75, the Balwyn Tigers. Noble Park Bulls 6-5, 41. Major goal kickers on the ground are 4 goals to Jeff Goebbels, 3 goals to Brendan Goss, and 2 goals to Luke Barker, while Kyle Martin has been a lone hand up forward, moved into the middle of the ground. He's kicked 3 goals up until half-time. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio East and streaming live around the globe on EFL.org.au. We'll be back after these messages with Barry Cotts in the Radio Eastern studios for all what happened at half-time, and Ray Baird's making a cameo. Can't wait for that one.
The inside of a cake can have all is exposed. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, nothing is hidden. Our website and Memory Maker app make it clear for families to make informed decisions about planning a funeral for a loved one. That's an example of how Tobin Brothers Funerals is taking transparency to new levels. Find out more at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
Speak now. It's crunch time at Pancake Parlour with the salted caramel crunch.
Yeah, house-made warm salted caramel sauce and roasted almonds on 2 buttermilk pancakes topped with vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, man, it's crunch time at the G, and then it's crunch time at Pancake Parlour.
So this is footy speak then.
I'm just saying, man. The salted caramel crunch would be great to have after a day at the footy.
Oh, Pancake Parlour open 24 hours, High Point, Malvern and Doncaster East.
Lovely.
Program sponsor.
This is EFL Game. Being played this afternoon. The round the MV between Carlton and Adelaide. At half-time, it was the Adelaide Crows 8-9-57 leading Carlton 6-2-38. Now it's the 25-minute mark of the third quarter, so almost three-quarter time. And, well, it's very interesting. After half-time, Carlton had kicked 5 goals to the Adelaide Crows 2, but Adelaide Crows lead just. As I said, 25-minute mark of the third quarter, it's Adelaide Crows 10-12-72, leading Carlton 11-3-69. So Carlton did a big three-quarter comeback in that quarter, so only 3 points the difference coming up to three-quarter time. And the goal kickers for Adelaide to this stage And goal kickers for the Blues, Casbolt and Cruiser have 2 each, 1 to Armfield. Possessions, Murphy 26, Kerno 24 and Carazzo 23. And the other game being played this afternoon is the Twilight game, and that's up at Carrara on the Gold Coast between the Gold Coast Suns and the Sydney Swans. That gets underway at 4:35 this afternoon. So an interesting EFL updates after this. I shared EFL game.
Okay, boys. We got ourselves a big advantage this weekend.
I'm not going to tank, Coach.
No, who said anything about tanking? It's what you'll save in the tank. I want you all to go out and get a breeze tag. Use Eastlink. You'll be at the ground faster and fresher, and you'll save fuel too.
Get a breeze tag and use Eastlink, the quickest way to get around Melbourne's East. Arrive fresher, play better. Eastlink, it's time better spent.
Program sponsor.
Go live and local every Saturday afternoon for EFL Gameday.
He might pull this one down, the big man. What a mark that is. Bouncing ball. Empty goal square goal. Has he snuck it home? Yes, he has. Wonderful goal. From 50 metres out, he might put the first one on the board for the demon. Straight over the goal umpire's head.
He unloads from 55. It's a shank off the boot, but it's straight and it's a goal.
EFL Gameday, 1 through to 6 every Saturday on 98.1 Radio Eastern. For all the latest news and information on the Eastern Football League, make sure you check out our website, www.efl.org.au. Own a smartphone and love the Eastern Football League? Then the EFL mobile web app is a must for you. Go to m.efl.org.au to access fixtures, results and ladders for all EFL grades. You can also receive live around the ground scores every Saturday afternoon. Right on the EFL mobile web app to go live footy this season, right from the palm of your hand.
For the best Wednesday morning breakfast program in the Outer East on 98.1 Radio Eastern FM, make sure you tune into your music men Ken Earp and Kevin Carr on Alternative Wednesdays. They'll get you going with the best selection of music, lots of laughs, community information and news on the hour to get your day off to a great start. From 7 to 9 a.m, start your day on the right foot with the bright and breezy Wednesday morning brekkie show with Ken Earp and Kevin Carr every other Wednesday morning on Radio Eastern FM 98.1, your voice in the Outer East.
Brighten up the middle of the week with Radio Eastern's Wednesday matinee. 2 hours of fun, good music and special surprises. Join Ray Lawrence as he brings you some good old-fashioned radio with a modern touch every Wednesday afternoon at 2. All the best music on Radio Eastern 98.1.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
What a game we have on our hands out here at Pat Wright Senior Oval. It's ebbed and flowed through the first 60 minutes of football, and at the moment it's currently a 6-goal lead, almost a 6-goal lead to the Balwyn Football Club. They lead 12-3-75, Noble Park 6-5-41. My name's Dyson Baker. Welcome to the Pie Shed halftime show. And before, obviously with no other games going on around in the Eastern Football League this afternoon, we've got plenty of time to spare to just dissect this one to its teeth, and we'll start by heading to Grant Campbell with the Tuesday match stats.
In the second quarter, Balwyn won the clearances 12-8. They won the contested possessions 39-28. The uncontested possessions 64-47. They won the inside 50 count 17-8 after losing that in the first quarter 18-10. And their set shot kicking has been a real highlight today. They kicked 4 straight from set shots in the second quarter. They kicked 3 straight in the first quarter, so 7 straight for the game. Getting away seeing him in Bird, playing forward until that put him in hard rest forward. He doesn't need to go off. He's got AFL EFL quality.
Exactly right.
But yeah, I'd start him in the middle, probably playing from the middle 5 minutes, maybe forward 5 minutes, and that throws it around. For Bourne perspective, makes it hard for them matchup-wise because he's always changing. They can't keep the same guy on him for the whole quarter.
We're going to get a few different perspectives on this game so far. Wayne Brasher, you've been in the special comments chair most of the afternoon. Is it Bring a Friend afternoon today?
Yeah, it is, and it's a great pleasure that I bring from the Western Region Football League the head broadcaster, Louis Balzomi. Louis, great to have you on the EFL broadcast this afternoon. Really happy to have you on board. What have you made of the game so far?
Crossing over to the dark side.
Thank you very much, Brasher. I'm really honoured to be here with you guys today, and I've really enjoyed this game so far. The first quarter was as scintillating football as I've seen any league, even in our own league as well. That was just really top-class football, both sides taking it from one end to the other very quickly, and if you turned it over, you were screwed pretty much.
Yeah, who are the players that have impressed you so far from both sides?
Over at Noble Park, we mentioned Kyle Martin just coming out of the break. He's pretty much been the barometer for them. And if he's up and about and he's kicking goals, Noble Park are flying, but when he's not, or he has to be put somewhere else up the ground more, unfortunately they haven't got much else up there. So really it's almost Kyle Martin or bust for Noble Park from what I've seen. But you did mention, as was discussing during the week, how important likes of Ziggy Alwyn and that have been not there because of representation duties, football rep duties, and seem to have really crippled them now.
Ray, I'll bring you in on this conversation. You've had a bit of a look. You've had a look at it from a bit of a different point of view. You've been entirely impressed with Balwyn's back six.
Oh, look, but their back six has been fantastic, particularly in that second quarter. But look, the game started out, Brash, and look, Noble Park, they came out as we all expected them to do. They had nothing to lose. They threw everything at Balwyn for the first half of that quarter, and I think they took Balwyn by surprise. I really do. But yeah, Big Glenn Manson was winning the ball out of the middle, and their mids, Craig Anderson was dominating, and they moved the ball quickly,
I'll stop you there, Ray, only because you mentioned Glenn Manson, and he's one bloke who seemed to be on point in the first quarter, and we know how good Chuck can be, but we were talking about him in the last 10 minutes of that second term, and particularly, the free kick to Luke Barker, that was on Manson, the one right in front of goal, and then the free kick to Meeson, where he slotted that from 55, that was against Manson. He gets hot-headed and he can't be calmed down, and it's effectively cost him 3 goals in a quarter of football.
Yeah, look, he's been a great player for Noble Park for a long period of time, and as you say, when he's on song, he's brilliant. But yeah, look, for some reason he just has a brain fade out in games, and he did that in the second quarter. And look, I put it down to frustration because the other guy Shepherd did not Shepherd, the other ruckman Meeson did started to get on top of him in the midfield.
Ray, a couple of other players that you've been impressed with Balwyn has been Matt Shepherd and Ed McCutcheon in that back line. What has McCutcheon and Shepherd brought to the table in your eyes?
Look, McCutcheon, to me today, he's taken over from Rod Crow. Usually Rod Crow's a general in the back six for Balwyn, but McCutcheon today has taken over that role, and he's been absolutely brilliant. But yeah, look, the player that really stood out to me was Matt Shepherd. He's been on and off the bench. He's probably been on and off the bench about 8 times in the game. But when he's come on, they've played him on a wing, and he's also a big, tall young guy that he's capable to be the third man over in the contest in the ruck, and he's done that brilliantly, Brash. And to me, he was the main turning point in my eyes for them to get on top in that second quarter.
When you look at both sides, it's almost like, Louis, that Noble Park, gave it their best shot, and it's like Balwyn's just picked them up, tuned up and spat them out in the second quarter. It gives that impression that if Noble Park don't get a couple of quick goals early in this third quarter, it could turn into a rout. Do you sort of see the game could progress in that fashion?
I think so, Brash. It's that second term, really. I mean, early on in the second quarter, it was sort of like a real 180 from the first term. It was really just gun-ho, both sides putting a lot of score on the board, 5 goals each, and then it took about 10 minutes or so for the first goal to come. I think Martin did get for Noble Park, but since then Balwyn have gone 7 straight. So really it's like, as you said, Brash, Balwyn have taken all that Noble Park could throw at them, including the kitchen sink, and said, is that all you've got? And they've been able to run away with it quite well. So interesting to see how Noble Park can attack this second half. And I guess, do they come out and try and get back on the scoreboard real quick? Obviously they have to with being 34 points down, or they try and just slow it down a little early, control that football more, find that first avenue to goal, and hopefully
head to 383 no call. Taylor with a couple of injury updates. We saw players go off with heavy knocks, but both back on the ground for more reports.
Yeah, absolutely. Marco Regan, we saw in that halfway through the first term, he was knocked a little bit unconscious there, but he's all good to go. He had to get a couple of tests with the trainers, and he's right to go. He came on early in that second term, and of course we saw Jeff Goebbels come off midway through the second term, and he's all good. He just got a bit of a... He had to get his left eye stitched up, but he's right to go.
Boys, you were talking about Cole Martin there in the break, and look, I just got to put this comment in. I think that they've got to play him up forward. Look, he's the only one they got up there who can kick goals at the moment.
He's
got to
causing
go
a
back.
massive mismatch at the
Look,
moment.
Noble Park's got a class midfield. You know, guys like Anderson, you know, they're medal winners in this competition, and they're the guys that they've got to put the asset on the ruckman first of all, and the midfield. If they can get, they will.
So that run away with it. Is there any chance through?
No.
Yeah.
No. Well, you said one word.
Yeah. I did make it short and sweet because both sides and umpires are out on the ground. That's been the Pie Shed halftime show. A great analysis from all of the Eastern Football League Media Team this afternoon and the Western Region Football League this afternoon. Balwyn currently lead this one 12-3-75. Noble Park 6-5-41. We'll head back to the studio with Barry Cotts for a short break. We'll be back for the second half on EFL Game Day. This has been the Pie Shed halftime show. It's the Bulls and the Tigers.
It's difficult to see through a dirty window, but once you clean it, you can clearly see the view. Tobin Brothers Funerals is just like it. Its easy-to-use website and Memory Maker app are so transparent, you don't need to clear the cobwebs to find the information you need. It's all there for you to see. Funeral. Download Tobin Memory Maker app today. It's free from iTunes and Google Play. Or find out more at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
Hey man.
Yeah, man.
Can you smell it?
Smell what?
It's my favourite smell in the world. Footy season.
Yeah, man, like you can smell the grass at the Mighty G.
Yeah, and you know what else I can smell? The hot marshmallow chocolate at Pancake Parlour.
They're like my favourite smells ever. Like first you head to the G and smell the grass, and then after you've cheered your guts out, head straight to Pancake Parlour and warm up with a delicious hot marshmallow chocolate.
Oh, it's made with pure Belgian chocolate, seriously decadent.
Oh, Pancake Parlour, open 24 hours, High Point, Malvern and Doncaster East.
Lovely.
Program sponsor.
Okay, boys, it's time we got ourselves a big advantage this weekend.
I'm not going to tank, Coach.
No, who said anything about tanking? It's what you'll save in the tank. I want you all to go out and get a breeze tag. Use Eastlink. You'll be at the ground faster and fresher, and you'll save fuel too.
Get a breeze tag and use Eastlink, the quickest way to get around Melbourne's East. Arrive fresher, play better. Eastlink, it's time better spent.
Program sponsor.
For all the latest news and information on the Eastern Football League, make sure you check out our website, www.efl.org.au. Own a smartphone and love the Eastern Football League? Then the EFL mobile web app is a must for you. Go to m.efl.org.au to access fixtures, results and ladders for all EFL grades. You can also receive live around-the-ground scores every Saturday afternoon right from the palm of your hand. And contribute to the mighty EFL forum while you're online. Download the live and local for your footy this season right from the palm of your hand.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back local for your footy.
Welcome back to the ball ring here on Radio Eastern Game Day. It's the big clash between Noble Park and Balwyn, and at half-time it's Balwyn 12-3-75 leading Noble Park 6-5. And Gav
off the ball, bills it all the way to third, and I think players still
start after 25 seconds.
I like it.
Well, to be honest,
We've got a number 9. Let us know what's happening there.
And the highs, I wonder.
88 now. High and fake. I mean, ball half for ball defence for ball and Goldsack takes it out.
We're in number 9.
True centre wing position, fast of Pat Wright Senior Oval, 34 points is the difference. Baldwin after a blistering 7-goal second term. Old way, quick pops a ball up. Half forward line, San Filippo got the and has time to kick the ball up towards the wing position. The kick had to be good over the top of Lukey Barker's head and out of bounds on the full. So Tim Kelly looks like he'll be the recipient to restart play there for Noble Park. Backwards to go forwards, it's okay. Spotted up his teammate there in Jakey Wilson.
Got no one to kick to.
Looking for the big target up on the wing position. Meeson got a big knock on that one. Now the ball spills out wide. San Filippo put his body on the line. So too did Anderson forced it forward. Galante was there. Ferguson tried to get it back to Galante. He was on the ground though. He was going nowhere. Weatherald is right there for a bear hug. And we'll have a bounce 50 metres out from goal.
But Ferguson is the one who plays on instinct that you'd love to see get involved now that Martin's not inside forward 50.
I think they need a lot out of Luke Mann in this second half too.
High throws it up now. Massive fist away out towards the Shepherd direction and a bounce favourably for him too. That was as good as a kick, but his kick was an absolute shocker. And now Noble Park get the chance to drive the ball forward. Man's got to stand up here at the back of the pack. It goes over all players. First player out there to meet it might be Harper. It was knocked away from him. Here's Rod Crow on the right boot. Steady kick up towards the wing position. Good play there. Roach gets a handball inside to Churgwin. He'll want to swing around on the left boot. Does so now. Floats the ball up towards the half forward line. It wasn't a good kick off the boot and over she goes for a boundary throw in. 34 points is the margin. 3.5 minutes gone here in the third term. Balwyn holds sway.
This is the same sort of issue that I saw earlier with Noble Park. They get the ball in, they bomb it inside, and it just gets run out so easily, and all of a sudden it's back at half forward for the other side.
Meeson taps it down from the boundary throw in, but the Rovers go at it and they tackle each other to ground, and the ball's underneath both of them. So the ball back in the hands of the umpire. 55 metres around from Baldwin's goal. They've snatched in a grandiose way a 30-point lead at half-time after they trailed by 3 points at quarter-time. And Noble Park, hopefully they got the answers from Mick Fogarty at half-time. They've restructured their forward line, but they still need to win it out of the middle. And it's contests like this that they want to get on top. But this time, it's Baldwin going inside, forward 50. In dispute, the punch comes in from the defence. At ground level,
Oh, great.
Great goal around by San Filippo. Around the corner from 40, right boundary side, gets a goal. 13 on the board for Baldwin. They go to 13 goals, 3, 81. Leading Noble Park 6-5-41. It's a 40-point lead early in this third term at Noble Park on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
I know it's only early, Gav, but I tell you what, the signs are not good here for Noble Park. The way Baldwin are starting to run the ball out of the back line and deliver the ball into the forward line, it's starting to create huge headaches here for Noble Park. They've got to arrest it.
They certainly do, Brash. Fake went up in the ruck that time. They get the clearance, though. Noble Park, can they get the quick answer? Ball goes inside forward 50 and a super mark taken over the back there by Ed McCutcheon. Wants to move on with it quickly, though. Put himself under a fair bit of pressure, but he had San Filippo there for support. Kicked a very fancy goal only moments ago. Handball over the top there to Weatherald. That's good. Here's Roach, who's had a very good game this afternoon. Roach one way, then the other, then put himself under pressure. I hope I didn't moz him. Came out Harper. He caused the spoil. They kick inside forward 50, but nobody's home. San Filippo once again chops it off. So just slow things down here. Might use the side of things. Goes out wide. It's ignored. Go back into towards the middle, towards cross. Certainly dangerous as the kick goes in now. Is looking for Martin over the top of him. Roach is there to mop up. On the right boot, swings it out wide, and now Jackson Weatherall will be able to mop up this one. Up across the half back line, drives it up to takes the mark. Kick 3 goal. Free kick. goes up forward line, go and then to get the ball for his first.
Reasonably well held by Peaver, right?
He's had a good game, Peaver.
Brendan Goss, after a reasonably quiet first quarter, though, he's been sensational in the last quarter and a bit.
So Blake Broadhurst has kicked 25 goals so far this season. Leading the goal kicking for the Tigers. Short passes on though, and speak of the devil, Brendan Goss chimes in and takes a mark. He's got a difficult angle, but distance certainly won't be a problem. He's kicked 3 goals this afternoon and could equal Jeff Goebbels with 4 if he can put this one through.
I know the delivery was probably hasn't done Goss any favours there, but it was the poor marking by Noble Park's backline there to even allow Goss to even get the mark.
Brendan Goss, what a super addition to the BALWYN side so far this year. Can he stick another nail in here? He makes a goal and by work for that one. I'll tell you what, I thought it was going through, but he hits the pine on the way down with his sausage roll and through for a minor score. 82 plays 41. They're double the score, the BALWYN Football Club of Noble Park, as we cross the 8-minute mark of this third term.
Kick out goes all the way to Plymouth, who gets the run going. And on the Valente gets on the end of it, hands it off to Galante. He speared it in. Martin, he got in the hands to it, but he dropped it because it was a bit too fierce, and he gets tackled to the ground 40 metres out.
Might have been a bit unlucky there, Kyle, not to get a free kick there. Ball play actually did fall over his back.
Yeah, it was. He was going helter-skelter though, and you thought that if he wasn't, he probably would have pulled in that mark.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get spectating the even watching Martin go for it.
Just needed that little moccasin kick for him to run onto then, rather than just a little...
Yeah, he had his hand stiff over his head, just purely on the basis that it was going over his head at a rate. And now it's Anderson claiming it. Spins out of a tackle, but his hand pass has been sharked by the opposition. San Filippo sort of moves it forward, but the pack moves with the kick, and Anderson becomes the tackler 20 metres on as we approach the centre of the ground. And it's really now getting back to the contest and the hard nature of getting the ball and then clearing it. But this time he gets wrapped up by 3. So this is the time where Noble Park, they haven't scored since, I don't know what minute mark in the second term, but it's probably been half an hour since their last goal. But now the rush comes from Roach. Roach gets his spearing pass towards Barker. Barker gets underneath it, but he's first back onto it in the pocket. Now in the right pocket, he's been tackled to the ground, and it's wrapped up.
Right on by Plymouth.
So Plymouth has been doing a lot of work with Johnston in the back line. Not only do they have to do the defence, but they've got to do the rebound. So the ball up 30 metres from the goal. Barker working around the ball. Now the umpire gives a free kick. This for the Noble Park fans. Thankfully, it's for you. And the cross goes to Ferguson. Ferguson, across goal, the kick went. He's going to spear it. Not really that smart, but Monaghan gets his foot there to trap it. But here comes the BALWYN Tigers coming onto it. Is Gilchrist in the 88, gets it long and nearly to the line. The punch comes in from Wright, and Wright sees it over the line in the pocket.
He's been one really big winner, Peaver Wright, in the Noble Park back line. There hasn't been many, but he's been absolutely terrific on Broadhurst.
So the ball to be thrown in deep in the BALWYN forward line over the top there of both Ruckman. Barker went up for it. Gossett, hands and knees, tries to release the football. Brighte was not letting him get out. Berto. Goal line. Almost 7 goals, 41 points, 82 to 41 after leading at quarter time. Ball scoots out wide. Goebbels, can he pick the ball up? Goes after it now. He's got 2 balls on his hammer and sees it over. She goes. Boundary throw in, 40 metres out from goal. BALWYN's end. Great crowd out here at Pat Wright Senior Oval today. The Bull Ring. Everybody loves it out here. Fantastic venue to watch local football. Kelly tried to break himself out of the Gilchrist tackle, or Barker tackle I should say, and Pye says, give it back to me, we'll eventually get this right. Time on blown, 11.5 minutes gone in this third term. They call the premiership quarter. We know that BALWYN's best quarter is their last, so Noble Park really have to start doing something. Kick there by Cadell. It was an up and under kick. Who's going to be the flyer? Barker was there, knocked away from him. Tregear. He didn't even look where the goals were, but he kicked it and it fell short. Ferguson takes a good mark. Read the play well, drives the ball out wide. It was a good kick out towards Monaghan. Couldn't pull it down on the first bite, and over the boundary line she goes. Well done by Jason Kennedy. They'll apply that pressure, and we'll
Some
have
would
the
say
boundary
push.
throw in.
Every kick is difficult for Noble Park at the minute. There's an easy sideways kick out of the back line. Every kick is difficult.
Safe to say a little bit of luck would be handy for them at the moment as Fake knocks the ball down. Little handball out there by O'Regan to Tregear. He'll have to use the right foot this time, but he's usually got just as good a skills, and Goss, who's in the front spot, has got good jukes, and he takes the mark about 40 metres out from goal. He'll kick from about a 50-degree angle.
Soupy, got some stats there from Tuesday.
Noble Park leading the hitouts this quarter 12-7, but Balwyn have been on top in the clearances, leading at 8-4.
Brendan Goss kicked 3 goals today. Going back to put through number 4. Safe to say if he puts this one through, the
fat lady will sing, will it?
She'll sing.
And they are doing things very, very well. 14-4, 88 at the moment. They are the Balwyn side, and Noble Park 6-5, 41.
Yeah, the crowd's gone into a bit of a lull here. They're starting to sense that Balwyn are well on top here, and you know, getting.
He leads to Kendall. Sorry. When I forward on the bendy 30 minutes even.
Stewie Kemperman's coming off a bit gingerly there.
Okay, Sanfilippo had boys. Sanfilippo spotted up a nice little target there.
Oh, they're doing this at will
O'Regan,
here.
and he just switches it across, and guess who? Goebel said, well, I'll have another shot on goal. I was the leading goal kicker up and only 5, so he'll have a shot from about 50 out directly in front.
Is that sort of the case? Anything I can do, you can do better?
Last 11 scoring shots at this point to Balwyn.
Yeah, that's a damning stat
11.
there, Az.
Their last score, Noble Park, was 15 and a half minutes into that second quarter.
Okay.
Thanks to Choose Tap. Az doing a great job this afternoon. Write that down, Soupy.
5 marks inside 50-0 this quarter.
Goebbels gets very close to the man on the mark. It's going to hold up. Manson's there. He couldn't quite pull it down on the first bite. Goes after it again, the big man. He's set upon by 2 Tigers, and will have a bounce about 10 metres out from goal.
I don't want to hear the stats. It's making me quite flat.
Well, you're feeling a bit depressed now,
Yeah,
Gav.
I am actually. The contest is... Come on, Bulls, get up
15
there.
minutes gone. Manson knocked it down. That was okay. Good smother. Out of nowhere, the kick goes up and under. A lot of players form around this football. Cody lost the pill. Comes out now. Might be a snap on goal here by Kennedy. Bouncing football coming through O'Regan. Handball out wide. There's just players everywhere in the end. Can it get to the line? It was Barker and knocked on through for a minor score. Rush behind. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 16 minutes gone here in the final, well, not the final turn, the premiership quarter, the third term. It is 14 goals, 791, 50-point margin, 6-5-41.
Beach got the spoil in just in time as the mark would have been taken in the goal square by Balwyn. So the kick out goes to the pocket. It's really stolid stuff.
Boundary.
We'll go boundary side for LifeCare Croydon as Noble Park just playing around with it. So, Will Taylor, tell us what's on your mind, mate.
Yeah, Stuart Kempman just came off a moment ago. Also, it's just a bit more of a soreness than anything at this stage.
So the turnover and shoot as they try to go forward, and now it's resulted in O'Regan getting the mark on his own in the end. Just outside the 50 he'll kick, but he's not only got the distance, he's got the angle to try to beat. As the runners try to get around him from the back to get him some help, but he's going to spear a pass in. Well, there was a few hands in the way, but it goes through everyone, and now it's on a contest at ground level where Balwyn, man on the right. So for all the Noble Park in the corridor, it got to Barker, who missed to the right for another minor score. We're now Balwyn 14-7-91, leading by 50 points over Noble Park, 6-5-41. 17.
Oh, he's all over the joint here, Robbie Kemperman. That was a solid bump he received there.
We've played 17 minutes third term as the kick out goes to Noble Park.
Tim Kelly goes towards the Manson direction. Monaghan went up, it went through, clean bowled him. Baldwin backwards towards the direction of Goldsack. They're across the half back line here, and they'll go deeper even still. Here's Churglin. Takes it. He's the lone man inside the defensive 50. Spots up Shepherd across the half back line. He'll once again switch the plane to the middle of the ground. That's okay. Weatherald, hasn't he been good this afternoon?
Oh, yeah.
Switches the ball out wide. Getting down
So
low
is this guy.
there was McCutcheon on the right boot. Wants to move it on quickly. Pendlebury takes it back to Weatherald. Just playing with them across the half-back line at the moment. They've got the numbers, a kick into the middle of the ground, but Martin had the turn of speed to get in there and take the mark. What can he do? Who's presenting up forward? Kyle Martin sends the ball inside forward 50. It was a good-looking kick. Watts got down low. That was got up high. That was good. Sam Filippo at the fall of the ball palmed it off to Pendlebury, and now he wants to switch it out. It's a dangerous kick out towards the direction there of Cross. He had 3 balls to beat, and the 3 balls went out. Little handball there by Keeley. Got it away to Ferguson on the right boot. Short passes on, and Monaghan will have a shot on goal, 45 metres out for the Noble Park side. And geez, do they need this?
They certainly do. It was a rare mistake by the Balwyn backline, just kicking to a 1-on-3, and Sean Cross tried really hard there to get the ball in to get a stoppage, but unable to, and Noble Park get a turnover, and Monaghan kicks for goal.
He's already kicked 1 goal today. This is a very important kick. Can he squeeze this one through? He certainly can. That's his 2nd goal today. And Noble Park have 7. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 18 minutes gone, 7-5, 53. But they're still trailing by a very, very lofty margin.
So that breaks 13 scores in a row by Baldwin there. That's monstrous. 13 scoring shots in a row.
7-5 is 47.
Yeah. It's tough, though.
I said I've only ever done further maths. I didn't do accelerated. I didn't do math methods. And that scoreboard is doing my head.
Yeah, exactly. That'll beat anyone. As the ball's back in the middle of Pat Wright Senior Oval, it's fiercely contested. Martin has to get his hands dirty. He does. He hands it out to his teammate in Plymouth. Gets it onto Anderson. A lot of contest here. Valente up and under. Harper comes from the back, but he had a metre to gain, and the defence holds up there again for Baldwin, so they'll clear. It's in the hands of Kennedy. Kennedy gets a short to an unattended man who drops it, and then he gets tackled and it's holding the ball. And Kettle has to hand it over. And it's Cody in the 20. We haven't seen much of him, so I just hesitated. And he's looking for options, 70 metres out. He'll spear a pass straight to Watts, but he drops it. He probably had too much time to think about it, but he's got help. And Anderson needs to come in for the spoil. He's good at ground level. He gets the ground level. But it's all Tigers with Tregear getting a quick kick under pressure. His handball's been sharked. It's now big pressure. Cody gets it finally, gets it into 50. Fake will mark it. He'll drop it on the 2nd grab at it as he ran into it. And he drops it over the line. So just when you thought they'd take another mark inside 50, Fake, well, he just couldn't pull it into the breadbasket, so he'll have to do the ruck. Noble Park getting some inside 50s now. At ground level, Bertay. He goes to ground, allows Baldwin to put the pressure on. Shergren helps out his defence, gets it to his teammate in Goldsack. He splits it out right. And Meeson gives it to Cross. Cross got Ferguson came in late and smothered the ball to keep it inside 50. And this is more like we saw in the first quarter. Forward pressure actually applying real pressure.
But they've got to try and get some scoreboard pressure now as well, Gav.
So the ball in from 40 metres out. The rucks go at it. At ground level, it's under feet. Ferguson again puts his head over it, gets tackled legally, and the umpire will come in and ball it up. So the status of the game at 21 minutes in the 3rd term, it's Noble Park 47, trailing Baldwin 91. Umpire will see it go over. Everyone looked around and said, is there a free kick going to be paid? No. Out of bounds at 55 metres around from the goals. Important time in this game. If Noble Park have any chance of surging, they need to get the next. Martin's the man for goal number 4. Runs onto it, puts it out right, and it stays there. So another minus score. It's 48 plays 91 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Weatherald, short passes on. Goldsack. Back line for Baldwin's just worked so well together today. Short option, Pendlebury, and hasn't he led from the front. gets it out wide. Mark's been taken there by Cross, who's also been lively. Drives the ball up towards a wing position. It was a 2-on-1 situation. He was looking for Goebbels. Picked up there by Robertson. Little handball over the top was okay. Noble Park still under a fair bit of pressure here. Kelly, he just wasn't helped out by any teammates
tackle.
then, and a fantastic tackle by Christian Sanfilippo to win the free kick about 80 metres out from the Baldwyn goals.
There's a free kick
downfield.
How do you do?
No, it's going to Noble Park.
It's going to Noble Park, so
Shouldn't.
it might.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, switch over in the middle, and I'll talk about turnovers. Here's one here, and now Baldwyn, they're going to link up here. Sanfilippo was in there. He was trying to get it. He'll get it eventually here now. Off one step, Sanfilippo, can he put it through? The big chuck stands true. The Noble Park in the goal square, and Manson takes the mark. Short option is on. Brasher almost had a conniption.
Yeah, it made me nervous.
Valenti takes the mark, drives the ball out wide towards the harbour direction, knocked away from him by Pendlebury, who's just spoiling everything and taking everything at the moment, one way then the other. Gets the handball away to Churgwin. Up along the wing position he goes, and it had to be pinpoint accuracy, and it was. Mark's been taken by Kettle. Waste no time, drives the ball inside ball. Here's Broadhurst. He hasn't kicked a goal yet. He'd love to kick an absolute big fly over the back by Goebbels, who just had the is getting up. It was a good contest. Just a little bit of a knee there by Jeffrey Goebbels has made Jakey Wilson feel it, but Goebbels will go back and have a shot on goal. He's kicked 4 goals this afternoon, and you can as good as write this one down, Grant Soupy Campbell.
It's now 7 marks inside 50-1 this quarter.
Thanks to choose tap.
Which way?
Well, Baldwyn's away, yeah.
Keep him on his toes. That's what we like. Jeffrey Goebbels. Well, I've already put it down in my book. I don't know about everybody else. Straight over the goal umpire's head it goes. Goal number 5 to Jeff Goebbels. And, well, after Noble Park managed to snag one back 5 minutes ago, and we were hoping maybe they could get a little bit of a run on, the quick answer, well, the answer came eventually, didn't it? And it's over 8 goals the margin here, 15-7-97. It's a 50-point lead. Noble Park 7-5-47. 24 and a half minutes gone in the third term.
It's just Baldwyn have been terrific. Absolutely. The way they move the ball from their half-back line is unbelievable. The way they found their way out of pressure here, down there, worked it beautifully. Terrific work from Goebbels too. He's been brilliant.
As trying to work it out of the centre is Berthe. He's got some help from Valente on his hands and knees, hands it out the back to Kelly. Kelly gets an up and under the centre half forward. The spoils come in at ground level. First running onto it will be Roach. He just bundles it forward. So he had some pressure with Kelly on his back.
He's like a cyborg, that Tommy Roach. He just runs. He's got one of the hugest tanks I've seen for a bloke at this level of footy.
He might be in the nominations for votes, don't you reckon?
Oh, yeah.
So ground level again, it's Berthe getting into the contest in this third term. But he's not going too far with the tackler right on his back.
Player of the day winning the Trojan Hand Tools Workhorse Award, which is a $150 toolkit.
Manson claims it out of the ruck, gets his kick to centre forward, drop mark by the defence, but it's still in dispute at half forward and goes close to the line, and the line, again, we'll see it over.
It's fantastic. $50, and it's got swift blade hacksaws, turbo knives, claw hammer, screwdriver, piler set, adjustable wrench, scissors set, tape measure, you name it, the toolkit's got it.
How do you use your wrench? I don't even know what those things do. But I reckon that'd be handy, and it's handy that Baldwyn have got the ball on a string at the moment, but Ferguson gets in the way. On the wing, he's been tackled as soon as he gets it.
If I need anything built, I call Brucey, and he comes around and fixes it for me.
As, again, the ball's in dispute, but it's been knocked.
That's a long flight. It's a long way to go.
I'm talking back in the day.
And it's out of bounds on the outer side of Pat Wright Senior Oval. Let's look at the score. It's Baldwyn 97, leading Noble Park 47. And we'll get
48.
Should be 48, someone's telling me. We'll work on that later when the umpires converge.
Don't mess with Will when it comes to the scoreboard, I can assure you of that.
Yeah, I've got 7-6 as well.
Okay.
So.
It's like a game of numbers here. We're comparing notes. As the ball goes down at ground level where Noble Park trying to burst out of the pack. Berthe finally does. Gives it back to the ruckman in Manson, who just puts the torp in. At ground level, Harper's got it 30 metres on the bounce, picks it up, tries to hand it to a teammate running into it. Now eventually there is, and it's a goal to Collis. And Collis lets us down. As he ran inside, he put the ball on the side of his foot to bend it, and it went spearing out to the right to be a minor miss. So that's 7-7-49, Noble Park, and they trail Balwyn to a 15-7-97, 27 minutes gone, third term.
I think when you look at this Noble Park setup, if Ziggy and Shane Allen aren't playing, they're in trouble.
Well, it's safe to say they will be for the rest of the year, so we'll let this one go. Gilchrist takes it in the middle from Cross. A little skew-F kick out off the side of the boot, out towards the Goss direction.
Oh, he still gets it.
Still wins the football. Churgwin ducked himself into trouble, dropped the football. Probably should have been pinged there.
Free kick to Churgwin, holding the man.
Everyone helping you on that one, BW.
Special. Well, I actually thought he dropped the football there. I think he's incredibly lucky to have been awarded that free kick. Later, Weatherall drives the ball inside forward 50. No one really went up for it in the end, and I think it's going to be a free kick to Broadhurst, who seemed like he was shepherded out of the contest.
It looked like a bit of tunnelling there for my BWS.
Yeah, spot on there, Brash. Broadhurst, who's certainly been lively in this third term up inside that arc. He wants to get amongst the goal kickers. He hasn't kicked one yet this afternoon, and he'll have the last kick of the quarter as well from about 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. He's kicked 22% of his team's goals this year before this match, and he's kicked 25 majors. So he's been averaging almost 4 goals a game. A bit of ballerina work happening out on right in front of us here in the broadcast position.
It's the in-stadium entertainment.
Broadhurst goes for goal. Can he sneak it home?
How's that win?
Just faded at the last moment, almost went over the post in the end, and the right result has been paid. 1 behind to the Balwyn Football Club. Bendigo Bank scoreboard as we are at 3/4 time. That quarter went for almost 29 minutes, and it's the Balwyn Football Club surging ahead in this one. 15 goals, 8.98. Noble Park 7-6-48, so a 50-point margin. We saw that margin right throughout that quarter. 4 goals each to Brendan Goss and Jeff Goebels. 2 goals to Lukey Barker. Kyle Martin, who started off on fire, has 3 goals for Noble Park. Do the Bulls have a yelp? Only time will tell. We'll cross back to Barry Cotts in the Radio Eastern studios, and we'll be back with all of what happened in the third term and what's going to happen in the final term right after this.
The inside of a cake can have many layers. On the outside, it's hidden behind a coat of icing. But when you cut out a slice, all is exposed. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, nothing is hidden. Our website and Memory Maker app make it clear for families to make informed decisions about planning a funeral for a loved one. It's an example of how Tobin Brothers Funerals is taking transparency to new levels. Find out more at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
Hey man. Yeah man, it's crunch time. Is that footy speak? Nah man, it's crunch time at Pancake Parlour with the salted caramel crunch. Oh, yeah, house-made warm salted caramel sauce and roasted almonds on 2 buttermilk pancakes topped with vanilla ice cream. Yeah man, it's crunch time at the G and then it's crunch time at Pancake
Boys, it's
Parlour.
7-7.
So this is footy speak then. I'm just saying man, like the salted caramel crunch would be great to have after a day at the footy. Oh, Pancake Parlour open 24 hours, High Point, Malvern and Doncaster East. Lovely.
Program sponsor.
Radio Eastern 98.1 at 23 after 4. EFL Gameday. Barry Conn's back here in the studio and will return for the last quarter out there at the Bull Ring between Noble Park and Balwyn in just a moment. But let's turn our attention to AFL action, and the game at the MCG has just concluded. And you have to say that Carlton put up a pretty good effort today, and they only fell just short. The final score being Adelaide Crows 14-15-99 have defeated Carlton 14-6-90. So a 9-point win to Adelaide. Goal kickers for the Crows, Jenkins ended up with 5, Lynch and 1 to Betts. Possessions, Dangerfield 26, Laird also 26, and Lynch 22. And for Carlton, Casbolt 3, Armfield 2, and Cruiser 2, and their best possession getters, Murphy 36, Curnow 31, and Grazzo 29. So Carlton just missing out, losing by 9 points to the Adelaide Crows. Now the other game to get underway very shortly is the Twilight game, and that's up there at Metricon Stadium on the Gold Coast. It's the Gold Coast Suns versus the Sydney Swans, and we'll have a little bit more AFL update a little bit later on. But we'll be back in just a moment for the last quarter. Noble Park Balwyn, right here on EFL Game Day.
What was wrong with you blokes yesterday? You were playing like you'd been stuck in traffic for an hour before getting to the game.
Coach, there was a railway crossing gate down for ages.
The other mob thrashed us. You ran out of legs.
They all have breeze tags, Coach. They use Eastlink. They get to focus on the match rather than focus on inching forward in the traffic.
Get a breeze tag and use Eastlink, the quickest way to get around Melbourne's East. Arrive fresher, play better. Eastlink, it's time better spent.
Program sponsor.
Go local for your footy and keep your radio dial locked on 98.1 Radio Eastern. EFL Gameday kicks off at 1 every Saturday as Ben Warren-Smith, Ben Waterworth and the team bring you all the EFL Gameday action. On Sunday, keep it locked from 10 a.m. for Akira EFL Sunday for a complete review of all senior EFL matches. Then Wednesday night from 6, tune in to The Huddle with Ben Warren-Smith, Ben Waterworth and Ray Baird for a look at all things EFL. So go local and live for your footy on 98.1 Radio East. Own a smartphone and love the Eastern Football League? Then the EFL mobile web app is a must for you. Go to m.efl.org.au to access fixtures, results and ladders for all EFL grades. You can also receive live around the ground scores every Saturday afternoon right from the palm of your hand. And contribute to the mighty EFL forum while you're online. Download the EFL mobile web app to go live and local for your footy this season right from the palm of your hand. For all the latest news and information on the Eastern Football League, make sure you check out our website www.efl.org.au.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues.
Let's head. Ball ring here Saturday afternoon, and it's a quite nice afternoon, but it's not a nice afternoon if you're a Noble Park supporter because it's three-quarter time. It's BALWYN 15 goals, 8-98, leading Noble Park 7-7-49, and the third quarter belonged to BALWYN, 3 goals to 1. Noble Park are really struggling at the moment, for Choose Tap Staps, let's go to Soupy.
In that third quarter, BALWYN dominated most stats. They had 61 kicks to 33. They won the contested possessions 36-27, uncontested possessions 57-30. Surprisingly, they only won the inside 50s 12-11.
Boundary.
But the big stat was the marks inside 57-1. The way of BALWYN will head boundary side to Will Taylor.
Yes, thank you, Grant. I went to both huddles, and first off with BALWYN, pretty much it was fantastic with their work rate. Their backline was definitely outstanding and kept the pressure going and pushed Noble Park back. While in the Noble Park one, they pretty much just said, make this quarter of ours and put everything you got in.
Wearing North Melbourne gear, who's a Gold Coast player last. It annoys me a little bit.
Okay, and we talking...
can't all switch our allegiance.
You know, the thing is, though, I mean, look, once again, Kyle Martin's gone back into the middle to try and give something for Noble Park, but they've been at 6s and 7s with how they've used Kyle today. I mean, you're sort of damned if you do and damned if you don't. You need him in the forward line to kick goals. If the ball doesn't come down there, he can't do it. So they put him back in the middle to see if he can create something.
The problem is when he actually got the ball in that term and kicked it forward, there wasn't anything there
There's no one there to give it to.
Maybe he can kick it high enough he can mark it as well.
So fourth quarter will be underway now with Manson going against Meeson. Meeson got about half a foot taller and tapped it forward. But at ground level, the tacklers come in to hold it in for the Bulls, and Anderson did well to wrap up his opponent there. As Gilchrist gets up a little bit ginger after that tackle. Good ruck work there by Manson. Bodied out, grabbed it, got a kick, even though it was smothered. It's got them going forward. So see if Anderson can get more momentum as he gets his kick smothered. Comes back to Manson. He's going to have to bend down, pick it up. On the fly, he gives a hand pass. And the push in the back on Tim Kelly will give some relief to the Bulls.
Even somebody like Tim Kelly, I mean, he's probably Noble Park's answer to Jackson Weatherald, and he just hasn't got much of the footy, and
he got near it.
And he kicks it backwards on the bounce. Right picks it up. Pever Wright has not been used forward. He's just stayed back all day. He gets a short kick to Galante. He gives it off to Kelly. And now the kick goes to half forward. Inside 50, 2 more kicks, and they find the targets finally, Noble Park going forward. And they're looking to get the first score in this fourth quarter. They trail by 49 points. It's been since quarter time where they led by 3 points, mostly Balwyn, taking all the marks inside 50. Looking at options. Finally, another pass will go in, hit the target, pushed as he's marked, Monaghan, and he claims it 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle. He's been one of the best all day. He stayed in the contest, and this time he goes forward to take a mark on the lead.
He's certainly been one of Noble Park's best players today, Gav. He's tried really hard, as well as young Bertay in the middle. You know, he's tried really hard too.
Yeah, he's come into it in the second half. Monaghan, he's kicked 2 goals, and he looks for goal number 3 to put 8 on the board for Noble Park, but he doesn't get the distance. He might have a tired leg. At ground level, who's there for the Bulls? It is all the Tigers. Now they'll share it to run out. Across hands to Meeson. It should have been the other way around in the end, but the kick by Meeson was good. Put it out in front of Robertson, and that's all you need to do. Robertson slide. Sorry, looking at the wrong sheet, aren't
25 for indiscretion.
And Broadhurst will get some advantage paid to him as he slid into the mark.
I tell you what, we chuckled a little bit at Will Taylor about that wind. It's not windy at all up here, but a couple of those kicks just holding up and that Broadhurst.
And Goss takes the mark uncontested, even though 3 people saw him do it in terms of Noble Park. And, well, it's unforgivable. The looseness in the now is on for Noble Park. And Goss.
Yeah, this is the quarter that Balwyn really put sides to the sword. They've only, like I said, they've conceded only 47 points at an average of 7 for the year. So let's see how they go offensively.
In front of the Bulls Social Club, Goss from 52 metres out, lets it bend from right to left, and a beauty! And he tells us that's 5. Goal number 5 for Goss is 15 for Balwyn, 16, matter of fact, 16-8, 104 versus Noble Park, 7-7-49.
Geez, he made me eat my words. When I gave him a really big serve at the start of the year saying he had to prove himself in the EFL, geez, he made me eat a humble pie.
And you've certainly had many of those.
Is 4 and 20s making humble pies these days?
He's on a vegan diet these days, Brash. He's bloody dropped 400 kilos. It's ridiculous. Handball comes out there from cross, out wide. Now Balwyn looking to get it. Rennie Gilchrist, he's been very lively as well today. Manson got the handball back for Noble Park. They're going backwards to go forwards. Bobby Kemperman in the middle of the ground put Keeley under a lot of pressure. Was he up to the task? Was really met, and he might get another go at it there. Anderson came in. He was dispossessed of the football. A little bit too high, umpire Geordie Buckingham says.
It's just that being composure difference across half-back all day. Again, it's just they're missing handballs, Noble Park, and the pressure. They had it going in that first 5 minutes of that first term, but it was since then.
Anderson, the busiest afternoons for him today. Martin, who's tried incredibly hard all day, goes for the old 1-2. Got rid of the football Kevin Bartlett style, looking for a free kick, but over the boundary line it goes and out of bounds.
Do you like the umpire not giving him a free on that one?
I think it didn't. I think there was no free kick there. I think if he had been rewarded it would have been well played, professionally well played. Comes out, Anderson gets a quick kick up towards the half-forward line. They're hugging the boundary line and out of bounds it goes. Ed McCutcheon was the first player there, hoping that it'd just carry that extra 30 centimetres over, but...
He's had a good game, McCutcheon. He's taken Luke Mann right out of the contest today.
He's had a fantastic game. Brash handball over the top there by Valenti. He lost it though. Weatherald, who's also been fantastic, gets it back to Churglin, another player, and that whole back line has been super this afternoon for the Balwyn Football Club. And here is Cross, who's done his own bit as well. Handball away to Roach, has one bounce, arches it back. He might have a second here, squeezes the ball up towards the Rennie Gilchrist direction, and he takes old Rooster. Been peppering, hasn't he, for the most genuine shot at goal, 50 metres out, directly in front.
Noble Park back line again in 6s and 7s. The Balwyn are absolutely run them ragged in this, since about the 15-minute mark of the first quarter. Not been in the contest, really.
Broadhurst crosses the arc now, kicks from 50 metres out. The goal umpire does not move. That's his first. That's goal number 26 for him for the season. And Balwyn, aren't they running away with this game in a fantastic performance out here on the Queen's Birthday standalone game. They lead this game 17 goals, 8, 110. Noble Park 7-7-49. Only 2 goals on the board since quarter time so far for Noble Park.
The linking of Cross and Roach in that passage of play basically sums up Balwyn's effort since halfway through the first quarter. They have just run them off their leg.
And back in the middle, Pat Wright Senior Oval, Noble Park doing what they've done well today is the centre clearances, but the high, long kick to centre half back has been punched to ground level where the numbers are with the Tigers. So with dash, they'll clear it out to half forward. The half pass goes forward. On the end of it is Shepherd. Shepherd from 55 goes for a lead, but the bounce might go all the way. It will. Shepherd, no, touched as the defender came late. Robert Kemperman, he just got there with a millimetre left as Goebel thought it was going to go through untouched.
Gee, there was only a bee's diaphragm in that one, Gav.
Balwyn move on to 17-9, 111. Noble Park 7-7, 49 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Wright takes the mark from the kicking, goes back to Johnson, who put himself under a lot of pressure, scrambled to kick out. Here's Barker, one way then the other. He wants to square it up. Martin, though, for Noble Park, took the grab and takes off pretty quickly too, kicks it out towards the Harper direction. Can he pull the mark in? Churgwin was holding him by the arm and the umpire saw it. So it'll be a free kick out there to Timmy Harper.
The lights are turned on.
It's getting chilly as well, Will.
Lights are coming on here at Pat Wright Senior Oval. Little look away handball into the middle towards Mann, spotted up Martin into the middle. Now they go. Here's Brighthey. He was brought to ground by Cross. He's had a great game, Sean Cross, this afternoon.
You're making up names now.
Well, they've all had good games, Gav.
Bertay, I said it again, didn't I? Brighthey. He's a bright spark.
Yeah,
that's for
bright
sure.
eyes.
Comes out, Kelly couldn't quite get rid of release himself of the football, but he copped one high, coming a little bit hard. Kennedy wastes no time though, but Renwick walks. He takes the mark and he kicks it inside 50. Broadhurst is on the arc. He needs to take off. Could it be 2 goals in a matter of minutes here? Broadhurst right to the goal line. Can Barker pull it down? He certainly can. He judged the flight of the ball magnificently. Tries to roll himself inside the square as well so he can straighten himself up, but I'm not too sure if the umpire's going to fall for that little trick.
Swing him.
But he's going to be brought around to a tough angle, but for a quality player in Lukey Barker, he might just still poke this one through. He's got a fair bit of goal face to work with.
Come on, Lukey, do the 93
kicked
proud,
2 goals this afternoon. He's kicked 15 so far for the season. Normally wears the number 2, but after a rip Guernsey has come out this half in the 93 and kicks it right across the face of goal. And over the boundary line she goes, out of bounds on the full. So he was within inches of being able to kick that from directly in front. Noble Park with the ball to bring it back in.
And they do through Kelly. Tim Kelly kicks it from deep in his own defence, gets it all the way to 60 where Watts gets onto it. This time he wasn't the accidental marker like before. He does get onto the ball by his own accord. Now the kick goes out wide. The dash is coming. It's in the hands of the Tigers who spear another pass just chopped up in front of Matheson, and the Bulls finally get an intercept touch. Anderson got his hands onto it. His hand pass put his teammate under a lot of pressure in Galante. Ferguson has to work in the corridor. Bertay wants some dash. From centre back to centre. Now to centre forward with his kick. Down the line. No mark taken by Fake. At ground level, the Tigers are there just to hold it up. And they've been held in by the tackle by
really played well, Monahan,
who's kicked 2 goals in this game.
He's had a good game.
Fake wins the tap. At ground level, Shergun gets this kick out. First there is Keeley, but he gets underneath it and allows the Tigers to get onto it on the outer side wing. Running into it is Barker.
How good was that opposite by Gilchrist then?
Yeah.
And Barker just wheels onto his right from 60, puts it long, man in the spot. Good punch in from Wright. Peaver Wright had front position and used it to punch it out just as the mark by Broadhurst was about to be taken 10 metres out.
They worked that so well, Bourne, where the play comes up at the footy, then the rest of the forwards are on their way back to goal.
So that was a minor score, and the ball would move on to 112, leading Noble Park 49. 10 minutes into this 4th term.
Tim Kelly to bring the ball back in now for Noble. Pardon me, short passes on. Daniel Keeley takes it. Has time to move it and kick it to a contest. He's going for Big Chuck, who puts the jukes up, who almost got the chop of the arms there. Umpire said it was okay. Picked up there by Mann. Short passes on, that's okay. Martin over the top, gets it away to Plymouth. He can arch the back. He can have a bounce. He could nearly put this through. He's usually a great kick of the footy. That is a good shot on goal. Which way is it going to bounce? And through for a minor score. It just isn't going their way this afternoon. Is at Noble Park. Minor score is the result. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 10.5 minutes. Make that 11 minutes gone in this final term. 17-10, 112 the ball inside, 7-8-50 Noble Park as the quick kick comes in and Shepherd takes a mark across centre half back.
He got it from Gilchrist. Now Shepherd hands it over to his teammate in San Felipe, who got a great goal in the 3rd term. He gets it forward to Kennedy. Kennedy hands it over to the runner in Kettle. Kettle gets it inside. Peaver comes over the top with the punch, and that's a turnover that's working its way to Monahan on the half-back. Monahan nearly gets it to Bertay, but coming in was Cody to claim it. He runs himself into trouble. Tackles come in fierce and fast, and Goss gets taken down in one of those tackles at half-forward for Baldwin. And it's held up. Great tackle by Monahan. You've got to get involved wherever you can.
Just again, they had the numbers here and they didn't use them well enough there, Noble Park.
No.
So the rucks go at it. Watts jumps all over Manson. He will do the roving now. He taps it out of the pack to his teammate in Matheson, but it's going to be a turnover as Bertay runs under it. He's got some good speed, but he uses his teammate in Martin. Martin dodges one, goes through the centre, goes long to the direction of great mark taken by Harper.
Yeah, they've swapped second half. And
yeah,
he's
exactly.
looked okay out forward.
So it is Harper trying for his first goal. And he's 45 metres out when he kicks it on a 45-degree angle. We're under the lights of the Pat Ryder Senior Oval.
Bang.
And it's put it through the middle, and that is a much-needed goal that won't affect the result too much, but it puts the 8th goal on the board. They are 8-8-56 Noble Park, trailing Baldwin on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Just a little ray of sunshine there for Noble
17-10-1-12.
And that is a 56-point lead to Baldwin. They are on 17-10-1-12. Baldwin moving on to, and Noble Park are 8-8-56.
I mean, guys, look, Shane Valenti's a lot better football, but he needs, I know he's only just come back, but Noble Park probably need a bit more out of him in the forthcoming weeks.
Mason got that one down. Soupy comes out. Anderson tried to barge his way through. So too did Matheson, and he's held up, and we'll have a bounce in the middle of Pat Wright Senior Oval. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern and streaming live around the globe on EFL.org.au. You'll be happy if you're a Tigers fan out there today. Gilchrist, who's had a fantastic game today, as always. You expect that from your skipper, and he'll be the man at the bottom of the pack as we're...
It's been a weekend of Tigers so far, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know how your Friday night was, Brush. Oh, you mean the football?
Yeah.
It comes down now. Roach got the handball away, kicks the ball inside forward 50, out towards the Goebbels direction. Got a little toe poker on it. Kemperman sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds. 14 minutes gone, 112 plays 56.
Unfortunately, I can't do the raw like Bruce does.
Raw.
Yeah.
Undisputed top of the ladder now, Baldwin, as they might claim another goal through Kennedy, trying to get through a tackle. But at the defence, holding up through Bertay. Bertay hands it to Anderson. He has to run around a couple, skirting around the back pocket. Hands it off to his teammate to get it back at half-back.
Well done.
He dropped the ball just so he could evade the tackle, and then he gets onto it again and kicks it down the outer side to the wing, where the numbers are with Baldwin. So that will win out. But thankfully, the Bulls are really fighting this game out. They're getting men to the contest. Spilling just losing his feet as he got to the contest was Bertay. So he gets wrapped up in a tackle on the ground. On the outer side, let's look at the score. 15 minutes into this fourth term. It's Noble Park 8-8-56. They led by as much as 20 points in the first term, but they trail by 56 now as Baldwin go to the forward line again, and Barker stands tall, and big vice-slice grip as he got the hands up and the defender just fell off him. And Barker, who didn't get that goal from the pocket earlier, is looking for goal number 3.
Just wanted to know from Will Taylor, I haven't seen much of Stewie Kemperman since he limped off sore, so I haven't even seen him. He hasn't been kicking the ball in, so...
So Barker, great strength to hold his ground. Great grip on the ball when it came to him. Now, from 30 out, kicks his third goal of the day. 18-10, 118, Baldwin. Noble Park, 8-8-56. I'll get that Bendigo Bank score just before it changes.
Well done, Gav. You've beaten the scoreboard.
Let's cross down boundary side. Thanks to LifeCare, Will Taylor.
Just responding back to you, Aaron, in regards to Kemperman. He's actually out of the game, of course, with a sore left ankle.
Great stuff, Wilbur. Good to have you on board this weekend, mate. You'll hear him on the huddle every single Wednesday night from 6 p.m. Pye throws the ball up now. Monahan charges his way through, got a handball away to Anderson, and now it's Noble Park's turn to go. The disposal's got to be clean. Plymouth got down low, couldn't pull in the mark, and the Tigers are going to switch it out wide. Tregear got the handball away to Churgwin on the left, and in towards the cross. But they've got support running every. Might have been a downfield free kick. Kennedy took it, got it away to Gilchrist, and
downfield.
umpire said no, come back over your mark. So
that was Roach again. He's been everywhere today.
Roach has been a great player. Barker comes out and takes the mark, 48 metres out from goal. He'll kick from a difficult angle on the social club side of Pat Wright Senior Oval. He's got 3 goals thus far, Shooter, and he'll kick for goal number 4.
2 years ago, Luke Barker kicked a goal from this very similar angle and sometime in the last quarter. Let's see if he can replicate it.
Testing your professional.
The Toasties have arrived, and I think that plate was a lot bigger before Dyson Baker got a hold of it. But as Luke Barker comes in now from 50 metres out, he'll kick it to the hot spot. Who's going to be the big flyer here? The big fist over the top there by Fake. Scooped upon by Goebbels. Can he put this one through? He can't. He pushed it to the left-hand side. Minus score is the result. He's got 4 goals this afternoon, add a few behinds. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 17.5 minutes gone, final term. It is 119 Balwyn, 56 Noble Park.
And we won't get any special comments for about 5 minutes now because they're chewing on the toasties. And it's gone from Valente in the centre corridor, claims the kick out. He runs to centre forward, gives it to Manson, who gives it to Martin. Martin from 55 puts it on all the way to the line. But Plymouth is the one who marks it on the line and makes certain of it. So what a good dash from a kick out. They coast to coast went Noble Park, 9-8, 62. Playing 18-11, 119, and that's a good passage to play. It could even be a contender for play of the day.
Noble Park's best play of the day, I thought.
Yeah, I think him and Monaghan, I think, have been terrific. I'd love to know, though, I know Soupy's probably not taking these stats, he takes a lot, but I'd love to know how many involvements in scores Kyle Martin's had for Noble Park today. I reckon most of the times they've gone forward and kicked a score.
I can guess if you want.
I reckon just about.
He's had 11 out of 17. Pretty high stuff.
Back yourself all the way, Soupy, as it comes in now. Picked up there by Sean Cross. Kicks it up towards the half-forward line. They're just raining goals now for the Balwyn Football Club. Broadhurst was there. Keeley over the top. Couldn't trap the football, but got a spoil on it. That was okay. Valenti goes back inboard. Bake. It was risky business. Gets it over to Cody. Little handball there to Anderson. And now across centre half back. He can run into the middle of the ground. Kick it up towards the half-forward line. Oh, it was a really well-weighted kick. Well Plymouth, he might go for 2. He kicks it to the top of the goal square. Harper flies and he takes the mark just inside. He plays on Harper. That was clever play, and that is a great goal. Fantastic stuff there by Timmy Harper. That's his 2nd goal of the afternoon. 10-8, 68, the Noble Park side, but they're still trailing Balwyn by a big margin.
Where was this move of Plymouth into the forward line?
No, they could have done it early.
Looks like a player that can play in that position as a forward, and it hasn't happened until now. And he's actually looked like a player that's led at the footy and moved well around that centre half forward area.
He actually got moved there in the second half, in the start of the 3rd quarter.
But it's also the play-on mentality that they're not scared of any repercussions. They've just been going forward and play on at all costs. It's been beautiful play in the last 2 minutes. And yeah, you do wonder where it's been for most of the game since quarter time. The clearance this time, one in the middle by Balwyn. They get it through Cross, handing it over to teammate. Now it's Shepherd running from 40 metres out. They share and care. Shepherd finishes the work from 40 metres out, straight in front. Kicks 19th goal on the board for the Tigers. 19-11, 125 versus 9-8. 62.
It's the old adage there, guys. Anything you can do, I can do better. Noble Park had a couple of moments of again and decided that we'll put the foot back on the accelerator with a nice piece of play out of the midfield.
Yeah, it was too easy out of the middle again.
There was 400 sandwiches on that plate, and now the plate's empty.
And did I do one?
Another smothered kick. That O'Regan. Over the back, he's going to sit up. Can he get boot to ball? Park 10-8, 68, Balwyn 19-12, 126.
The scoreboard is the constant pledge that we did before the game about anti-violence to women. So it's a great cause and it's a great message that we've got here today for this great clash that decided top of the ladder, but now the turnover came in the middle of the ground just as they tried to get it going, Noble Park, and all on his own was Goss, who's kicked 5, and you wonder how he ever gets on his own.
No idea. He was all on his own in the forward pocket, but great spot up by Tregear under pressure. He didn't have to move, Brendan Goss. And last time he gave us a bit of a celebration towards.
He's been on his own for the last 40 minutes.
And it's a direct replay of where he was last time, maybe closer, but it's the same angle. Will he put it out right and curl the ball in? He puts it on left post, it keeps on left post and just misses.
Let's just keep lefting.
Oh, he might have cost himself the Trojan workhorse.
It's actually
player
went
of
a
the
bit
day
skew
with a kick
whiffy
like
there, BWS.
Skew whiffy.
Yeah.
It was almost a shank that went straight.
There won't be any votes this afternoon. It'll just be Brasher and Az confirming who the player of the day is, and we'll also have the $25 Pancake Parlour voucher going to our player of the day. A couple of contenders, which we'll talk about after the match. But broadcast finishes at 5 o'clock today, and this should go right down to that time as Anderson takes it inside the defensive 50 for his team. Goss doing a little happy dance on the mark, and why wouldn't you be happy after an afternoon that he's had today? The kick goes up towards the wing position. Big fly over the pack there by Goebbels. Rennie Watts was in there too as well as O'Regan. Got it back to Goebbels. Little handball on board. Had time there was Kettle. Got it back towards the Goebbels direction. Met upon by Ferguson and Anderson, so he was going nowhere and will have a bounce. Right forward pocket here for the Balwyn Football Club, right in front of the Noble Park Social Club, who seem to have lost their voice after half-time, and I suppose fair enough. The beers are more interesting than the game at the moment when it comes towards their side. The kick comes out towards the man direction. Monaghan picked it up nicely. Very well done there. Handball on there to Johnston, who got it onto Galante. On the right boot, drives it up towards the half-forward line. Bouncing football. Out there is Harper. He's got Weatherald right on his hammer, and he had Plymouth there for support. Couldn't bounce favourably though, but Pendlebury, he just does it well, doesn't he? Looping handball into the middle of the ground. Matheson screaming for it. That's ignored. Here's Churgwin on the left boot. Drives the ball inside forward 50, and there's just players all by themselves. Broadhurst just had to wait for it to come to him. He took the first grab and it was knocked away, and the umpire said it was all square, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal for his second of the afternoon.
As we got a hard pick here, because there's 3 or 4 Balwyn guys that have had outstanding games. There's going to be hard yakka trying to pick the best player here.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really tough. It's one of those games where they haven't had many players that have been off.
No.
So comes in now. It's a skew-iffy kick, Brash, but it goes straight through the middle, and Broadhurst gets his second goal of the afternoon, and a very handy one too as they move to 20 goals, 13, 133. Noble Park, a 10-8, 68.
Well, we said at the start of the game that, you know, the Big Four once again have played a big part in this game, and they have 17 goals between them.
22 marks inside 50 for the day for Balwyn, including 8 in the last quarter and 7 in the third, so they've just been dominating up forward.
Meeson wins the tap, and at ground level, it's the centre clearance again to Balwyn.
Goss.
And there's Goss marking it on the lead. He just knew where to go. It's his favourite spot on the ground to kick a goal from. 50 metres plus to kick it.
Except for the last one.
But that was closer, so it actually made it harder for him.
He could be kicking for an award here. A lot riding on it.
Okay, he's kicked 5. He's missed a couple of times. We'll excuse that as he just trots his way towards a gallop now. Now he's into stride. Long 55, right post, curling his way. Not enough.
Gee, you're riding that one, Gav.
Well, so was he. And it was a minor score. 2014 Balwyn playing Noble Park at 10-8. 26 or 28 minutes gone. I'm not sure. Is that 28 minutes gone anyway for
26-29.
Certainly still deserves. I know we've joked about him being in contention. I tell you what, he's had a lot of one. It's come near. And now the goal umpire likes that one. He only had to arch his neck backwards. No leg work required there. Straight over his head for Barker's 4th goal of the afternoon. And Balwyn really, really running away with this one now. We're into time on here in this final term, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard they move to 21-14, 140. Noble Park 10-8, 68 as we cross down to Wilbur, thanks to LifeCare.
Yeah, just giving you a little stat as well, guys, that this is the away team have won now the Queen's Birthday Birthday games, and this is the biggest winning margin by any team.
We're going to call this Will's Hoodoo.
Correct.
Absolutely.
So Balwyn win their way to top of the ladder, and they'll win a free kick. No.
Yeah, it's in the back.
Yeah, in the back it had to be. And free kick won by O'Regan, who got knocked down. Oh, sorry, this time it's San Filippo. He's had not a bad game. Great goal in the third term. He shares it out to the outer side. Now the pass comes in. No mark taken by Goss. Goebel's thereabouts. Soccering it there was Matheson. Now it's the chance here in the pocket. That was a Broadhurst missing it to the left-hand side. So much of a miss. It was out on the full.
On this performance today, Balwyn have put every other side in Division 1 on notice that they're going to be the side to beat this year.
Well, you were talking about Alwyn and Allen being in the side. I reckon it's a big factor. It's one day only in this season. Let's see later in the year what it's like.
Ball comes out to the wing position. Here's Monaghan, takes the mark, handball over the top. It was a risky one too, put his teammate under a lot of pressure. Ferguson came streaming in, but the free kick will go back to Mark Johnston.
You may be right there, Gav, but the thing is, there's a lot more Noble Park players that got to put their hand up just besides Ziggy and Shane Allen.
Well, there's a couple of their backmen that travelled overseas as well, so that doesn't, I think Kelty's one of them.
Yeah, well, Horton, Milne and Sketcher as well.
Sketcher, I should say. Was in there, had Goldsack. Port Anderson brings him to ground, and we'll have a mark at centre half forward for the Noble Park side.
When do we get the yellow ball out here, guys? It's just about getting time for that. The red one's...
No, we're going to come back Tuesday to finish
Anderson
the game.
barged his way through. Here's Martin. Can he manufacture something late? Bouncing football and bounces favourably too. Kyle Martin has goal number 4 on the board. Noble Park have 11 goals, 8. They still trail massively, Gav.
They do. Yeah, thanks to the hospital hand pass. Boom! Just been smashed.
Oh, you looked at me straight in the eye. 11-8-74, 21-14, 140. You wouldn't be the first one.
Kyle Martin up to 29 disposals for the day. He's had 11 in the final quarter.
Yeah, he's tried his heart out today, Kyle.
Back in the middle.
Just came off the ground.
He went up against San Felipe. There was about 2 foot difference in height, and the ruck was, of course, but San Felipe knew where his weakness was, so he ran straight back to get the ball at centre-half back, gets tackled to the ground. And there is the siren on this standalone Queen's Birthday weekend game in Division 1. Balwyn go top of the ladder, big win. They won by 66 points, 21-14, 140. Balwyn defeated Noble Park 11-8-74. Guys, let's get a wrap of the winners before we get some interviews.
Major goal kickers for the afternoon. Brendan Goss had 5 goals for the Balwyn side, 4 goals to Jeff Goebbels, 3 goals to Lukey Barker. So great stuff there. Kyle Martin kicked 4 goals for the Noble Park Footy Club.
Yeah, no, he was terrific today. I mean, you sort of look upon him to say, oh, you know, he didn't have his best game, but I think he might have kicked 4 goals, 4 goals, 5 and 30 possessions. So that's unbelievable, really. So
not his fault.
He had 142 Dream Team points today, Kyle Martin.
Big crowd out here today. There were some big long quarters as well, so time is against us, so it is going to be a short post-match section. Trojan Hand Tools Workhorse Award, which is the player of the day this afternoon. Very tough when you've got such an even spread of quality position and possession winners in one side, which was the Balwyn team this afternoon. Brash and Az, what did it come down to?
We've come up with Tommy Roach. We think that from halfway through the first quarter, he was outstanding. He got Balwyn back into the game through his run through the midfield, and throughout the second half, he just kept running and providing opportunity. So Tommy Roach, apologies to quite a few others, but we thought he was the best player on the ground.
Yeah, throw a blanket over a number of players today. There is certainly too many to mention, but we'll mention a few. Of course, we thought Goss was fantastic today, but we don't have time to go through them. So goes out to I had 2 contenders today. Ferguson, who kicked a fantastic snap goal in the first term, and of course I had the big man in Wright, Pever Wright, who took a fantastic mark in the second quarter over on the far side of the ground. And I think that after Pever's great performance today and working solidly right throughout the 4 quarters, I think he did a up here. Eastern are dying to play some of that classical music that they do so well, and we appreciate the whole team today. Taylor, the man who makes sure everything happens perfectly from his end. Barry Cotts, who does a great job. When EFL, if you're a Tigers fan, you'll come back and you'll watch this. Queen's birthday stand, and it was the Tigers by a long, long way.
It's difficult to see through a dirty window, but once you clean it, you can clearly see the view. Tobin Brothers Funerals is just like a clean window. Its easy-to-use website and Memory Maker app are so transparent, you don't need to clear the...